Oh, wow, right as I fucking went to the chatting screen. Hello everybody, hello YouTube and hello Twitch. How you doing? Hopefully y'all are doing well. Mika, thank you for attending the daily roll call. McShumi, thank you for attending the daily roll call. And Cam, thank you for the tier 1 sub for 36 months. That is 3 whole years. Holy shit, that's a lot. That's a long time. And Cam, thank you for attending the daily roll call. How y'all doing? Hopefully y'all been doing well. The world is fucking ending, man. I'm telling you, December, it's the time. Fuck 2012. Now we have 2026. Cause me posting a schedule, I don't think I've ever done that before. Legitimately, I don't think I've ever posted a schedule before. Like dead ass, that was like the first time I've ever had a schedule. I literally was looking through like Booth yesterday night and was like, okay, fuck, what schedule template? Because I'm not gonna bother to make one, because I know I'm probably just gonna use it like once and that's it. It's the Aztec calendar all over again. Ooh, thank you for the 5-stream streak. Hell the fuck yes. Damn, people can actually farm stream streaks now, because now that I'm actually streaming. Yeah, hopefully y'all are doing good. Hopefully y'all are keeping yourself hydrated. I did just finish my drink of cendol, which is an Indonesian drink. It's how do I even explain what cendol is? It's a sweet drink. It's like coconut milk, I guess. Yeah, coconut milk, palm sugar, but then like the defining feature of a cendol is the kind of grass jelly like jelly, but it's not like, it's flavored with pandan instead of like anything else, and it's good. It's a very nice treat for Indonesians. You can get that on the street stalls. Not all street stalls, but like some do carry that, and it's really good. If you're ever in Indonesia, you should try it. It's like kind of like boba tea, I guess, in a sense. But oh my god. Yeah, last night I was like trying to look through a booth for like schedules, because I always had an idea of like a schedule, like if I decided to make it myself, kind of, but I don't know how to execute it. Like obviously it's gonna be Thai themed, but then I was like, well, a Thai is like wider at the bottom than it is like on the top, right? So I feel like that kind of doesn't work that well when it comes to like displaying text and lining up perfectly like from top to bottom. right? So it's like I don't know how to properly execute it. Maybe there's a way to do it, and maybe I can do it in like tie rolls instead, and it's just like it's not as wide on the bottom. I'm not sure. Presvale, thank you for attending your daily roll call. How you doing? Hopefully you're doing well. Hopefully you keep yourself hydrated, stretched out, and hopefully you're doing well. Did I say you were doing well twice? Maybe, I don't know. Hey, I'm trying to get better with speaking and greeting people. Keyword is try. Hello. What was I saying again? But yeah, I was like scrolling through Booth for the schedules. There were a couple that I was like, okay, this looks nice, but and then I tried to put like, because I'm gonna be planning to do a lot of like 2 streams a day type shit, it's not like some schedule formats just do not work, at least the ones that were free on Booth. So I didn't want to spend money again because I know I'm just gonna be posting a schedule like for this month and probably not ever gonna post a schedule ever again. Like, let's be real, like I want to be optimistic and say like I'm gonna be using it a lot, but I'm like I don't think I will. I'm just keeping it a buck with y'all. But yeah, this week's schedule is packed. I don't have confidence, man. This is literally the first time I've ever posted a schedule. You expect me to be confident that I'll do it again? Okay, maybe I will. At least a little bit, sometimes. The thing is, okay, here's the thing. Boys, I'm gonna be keeping it a buck. It is hard finding a job, so that's why I'm decided to like kind of like dedicate this month to just streaming while I have the time and chance to. Cause starting January next year, God, 2026 is soon, eh? I'm gonna like try to like properly lock in and like find a job, because it's been like almost 2 years that I've just been sitting here, not being able to find a job other than my online commissions. So, you know, something's gotta change. I gotta lock in and actually like try a lot. So again, that's why I'm kind of like, I don't want to say it's a last hurrah, because it's not. I still do want to like stream and stuff, but you know, starting January, I probably won't be streaming as much. Or not try, at least I'm trying to like cut down a little bit so I can actually like properly job hunt, because I have been like sending a couple of like applications, but like not too seriously. So there's that. But yeah, I don't know what else I was gonna say. I was gonna say something else, but I forgot. Story of my fucking life. What the fuck did I want to say? I wanted to say something else. Oh, I forgot. That's fine. It's probably not that important if I forget about it. But yeah, this week is gonna be a lot of games. Next week is gonna be a lot of games. It's gonna be a lot of games for December in general. I decided that for Saturdays and Sundays I probably won't be streaming. If I do, it's gonna be like a guerrilla type shit. Oh yeah, I wanted to say like I was gonna say that I'm gonna be streaming less in 2026, but at the same time I'm like, that's just business as usual, isn't it? Like, I rarely stream anyway, so I mean, it's the same difference. It's just that this month is kind of the outlier. There we go. That's true. Legitimately, I realized that until like fairly recently, which was, I don't remember when it was. Like, yeah, I guess like December, maybe not December exactly, but like, since when the fuck was this? Let me check. Yeah, since like late November, I realized that a lot of my streams, and by a lot I mean all of my streams, have literally only been collabs with you fuckers. Like, I haven't actually had a solo stream in so fucking long, which is insane. Like, the last solo stream I did was... When the fuck was this? Like, the last solo stream I did was on March 25th. And then since then, I've had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9... 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 20, 22 whole streams. That's just fucking collabs with you guys, which is fine. I enjoy it. It's funny. And it is just fun, like, streaming with y'all. But also I realize, like, damn, I never actually gave time for myself. Oh. Probably just because I couldn't be bothered to actually, like, set up stream. Or, like, I don't know. I'm not too sure. Like, I'm not falling out of love with streaming. Like, I still enjoy it. For sure. But I guess it is just... Since I'm back here in Indonesia and living with my parents again, I had to rebuild my confidence of, like, just streaming and talking to myself, kind of. It's because you have someone else to organize instead of organizing yourself. You're so true. You're so right. Because if I gave myself the responsibility of organizing my own, like, schedule, I'm just gonna be like, I can push this back a little, you know. I can just postpone this until tomorrow, and then, like, I just never end up doing it, and that's not great. I never invite you to collabs. Have I actually? I guess I haven't, huh? Look, we'll arrange something. I just have painful ability to not be able to organize shit. All right. At some point, you know. What was I gonna say, anyways? Yeah, this week there's gonna be a lot of stuff. Today we're gonna be playing Death and Faeology, which I didn't even know it was like an Indonesian dev. But I was pleasantly surprised. I'm just that annoying stray cat at the front door scratching to be like, no, because I literally have a cat like that, like, right now. Well, not right now, but, like, yeah, like, since, like, last year, I guess we've semi-adopted a cat, like a stray cat. I say semi because, like, we don't let her in that often. Like, we only let her in to, like, give her food and stuff. But she's just been, like, chilling at our, like, front door every day, pretty much every day, and we've been feeding her every day, so there's that. But she's still a stray, unfortunately. I don't think my parents want to keep another cat. Maybe they were, like, too tired of the responsibility, which is fair. And I would take care of the cat, but I also, like, I don't know, I guess I'm a little too lazy as well. She is cute though. She's really cute. Like, I wanna keep her, but at the same time, because originally we were like, I did ask my parents, like, could we keep her? But then my parents were like, well, she seems a bit too well groomed for her to be a stray. So then we asked around in, like, in the neighborhood, like, WhatsApp, and be like, hey, whose cat is this? You know, if this is your cat, then come here and then we'll give her back to you. But then, like, no one ever came, so I guess she is a stray. She's just very well groomed, which I guess is not super impossible. Maybe other people are also taking care of her, because she does wander around a lot, so there is that. God, I'm very coffee today for some reason, and not coffee the drink, as in coffee the coughing. But I am drinking coffee as well, so there's that. But yeah, later tonight we'll be playing Plushie from the Sky, which is from what I see, is a Souls-like game, but it's also very, like, comedy centric. It's kind of goofy looking, so that looks interesting. We'll see about that. Tomorrow we'll be playing Demon School. I'm really looking forward to Demon School because it really looks like Shin Megami Tensei, essentially. slash Persona 5, or just Persona series in general. It looks really cool and looks very inspired, and the pixel art is super nice too. So that I'm looking forward to. Wednesday we're gonna be playing Duo Quest, which is a co-op roguelite deck builder game, which is interesting. And Zane and I did like a test, not a test run, but just like a test to see if it worked in the first place, because it uses Steam Remote Play, because it's supposed to be like a local co-op type game, kind of like I guess it's kind of like an icebreaker or something you can do with like a friend or like a partner or whatever, but you can play it through Steam Remote Play. And I never actually used Remote Play that often. I've probably only used it like once or twice in my entire life, so we had to test it just in case it doesn't work, because I don't know how it works. But it worked, and from like the few minutes that we were playing, it was like goofy as hell. And then Wednesday at night, we're gonna be playing Whispers of the Luminaries, which is, it's a really interesting looking, another murder mystery type visual novel, but involving idols. So that's really cool, and the art style is very nice. There's a lot of visual novels in my like to play list, not gonna lie. Because then in Thursday we're gonna be playing Onigashima, which is also a visual novel. And then Repeat After Death is something I'm also looking forward to, and I'm looking forward to all of the games essentially, but yeah. Repeat After Death looks very interesting. I've seen a couple of other people like play it. I've seen some playthroughs of it, and it looks genuinely fun and seems like a game that I would be keen to be like, how fast can I finish this game type thing. And then on the Friday evening, we'll be playing Conquest Tactics, which is a kind of tactical, kind of RPG, hex-based type game. A lot of games, a lot of stacked games for this week. Most of them, yeah, 3 days of like 2 streams and then 2 days of just 1 stream. Probably gonna be long streams, because though the 2 games that are just by itself is like the full game. Plushie from the Sky is also a full game, but I read it's gonna be like a relatively short game, so I'm not too worried about it. If not, then, you know, if we don't finish Plushie from the Sky today, we might like slot it in on the next Tuesday, or on this Tuesday rather. But yeah, what else is there anything else I want to talk about? Well, okay, yeah, I'll talk a little bit about like this last weekend, or last Sunday rather. But I did go out with my friends to watch the FNAF 2 movie. I did end up being like, okay, can I borrow your money for a little bit, bro? To be fair, he did offer it first to me. He's like, hey, do you want to borrow my money first, and then you can pay it later once you have the money? And I'm like, if you're okay with it, you know? And he was, so we did go to the movie. Really fun, really good, in my opinion. Like, I'm not gonna be spoiling anything, but as a fan, my final rating is 9.5, just because of how there's a lot of references in there, and it's really good. But if I were just someone going into the movies knowing FNAF only from the movies, or like only like a little bit and from the games, and not really into FNAF, honestly, it's kind of a bad movie. Like, objectively, it's not super great if we're talking purely from the standpoint of someone who's not into the series watching it. If you're into the series, then you're gonna have a blast. No fucking worries about that. But yeah, as a standalone movie, as a movie by itself, it doesn't really stand up as well, because, you know, as traditional to FNAF, things get complicated real quick. Also, Storm, thank you for attending your daily roll call. How are you doing? Hopefully you're doing well. Hopefully you keep yourself hydrated. And Lyric, how you doing? Hi, over on YouTube. Hopefully you're doing well. Oh my god. Hopefully you're keeping yourself hydrated and keeping yourself stretched. But hello, welcome to the stream. How you doing? Hopefully you're doing well. This orange tie looks nice. What do you mean orange? Well, you can take an orange tie, you know. I have a couple in my collection. You're fine. I do want to do like different color ties for the roll call. I feel like that would be funny. Like imagine like a galaxy tie. Ooh. Like no, you know, one of those like the chowder art style where like
I will send you to
why
Jesus.
You send me to Jesus? How you doing, Ari? Hopefully you doing well. Keeping yourself hydrated, keeping yourself stretched. Everyone is just stealing ties from my closet. It's like it's not really part of the it's not really part of the roll call, but you know what? I have a lot of ties. It's fine. Do I prefer to be sent to Jesus or shot? Yeah, send me to Jesus. Because the gunshot is so loud, man. Oh. But yeah, as I was saying about the FNAF movie, lore-wise, if you're not into the series, it already gets really complicated by the second movie. But it was fun though. I really enjoyed it. One of my friend's friend, because we weren't watching this with like our usual friend group, because they weren't really into FNAF that much. So, you know, we were like, all right, and we watched it with my friend's other friends. I think that's his work friends, I believe. FNAF lore-wise is majority game theory. It is. Game theory, Daka also has some theories. There's a couple of people that you can follow like for like FNAF theories. Yeah, it is. It is out. Well, I don't know if it is it should be out in the US. Usually it's like stuff's out in the US way before it's out on other countries. But it is, again, I think it's good as a fan, as someone who's into the lore, into like the fandom. It's a 9.5 easy, but as a movie by itself, it's not that great. For the reasons I stated before. See me playing Black OX, and it's so funny. Bro, it's fun though, Black OX. I had so much fun playing that shit. It really scratches the Balatro itch to me. And like the dev actually emailed me like a couple of days ago and like sent me a key where you don't have the match limit. And not gonna lie, I have been playing it off stream, just like trying to complete a run. And I did complete a 3x3 grid run and unlock the 4x4. The 4x4 is so much more brain power. It is, in a sense, the 4x4 grid is easier, but also harder at the same time. I don't know how to explain it, but I'm glad you found it funny. I'm glad you enjoyed my Black OX stream. I'm trying to consciously remind myself that it's OX, it's not ox. It's not ox like the animal, it's OX as in like circles and crosses, like in a tic-tac-toe. But yeah, in the movie theater, people were kind of low-key, loudly, well, maybe not loudly, but you can definitely hear them talk like about like the theories and shit. And I was also guilty of that a little bit, because one of like my friends, like coworkers, was also like super into the FNAF as I am, so we were kind of just like talking about stuff as they pop up. I was like, wait, is that character? Is that them? Oh my god, wait, that's a reference to that. And like just like pointing shit out, and people on the front of us and to the back of us were also like speaking as well. Bro, they were a lot of people were doing like casual cosplays as well, because like my friend was my friend's friend. I'm just gonna say my friend, because now we are friends. Like we're chilling, we're talking. They were doing like a casual Foxy cosplay, and like it's just casual as in like just wearing like a kind of like the checkered like outer shirt kind of thing, brought an eye patch to it, and had like kind of the hug thing. And that was really cool. A lot of people were also like half cosplaying as well. And it's really neat seeing that. But yeah, a lot of people were talking in the theater, so I was like, damn, fair enough. I guess it is a FNAF movie. We're enjoying it, but like, I hope other people don't find this too annoying. You completed the game outside of Steam too. Was gonna be the game on stream, but the game bugged out. Yeah, it did bug out for me too at some points. And then when I was gonna finish the run, I got match limited because I was really like confident that the run that I had at the end of like the game, like I felt like I could make it to the end, but then I got match limited. I'm crying. But then low-key, there was something I figured out, and then yeah, and then the dev gave the key, so I'm like, okay, cool, I can just keep playing this. I'm gonna min-max the shit out of it, bro. I don't want to overplay it though, because I want to still keep myself some stuff for the final release eventually. Like I'm gonna assume that like the final release is gonna change a lot of things, to be fair. Like especially with the input from all of us who are like either participating in the Southeast Asia Games Onward or not, that are playing Black OX. We are like giving our input. At least I gave my feedback, and I think a couple of other people are giving their feedback as well. So I'm hoping like the dev uses that to, you know, make the game better, make the also fix the bugs, but also balance some of like the chips, balance how like the cards are, maybe like change how the AI works. There's a lot of potential in that game, but I really enjoyed that game. Like I said, like I was gonna do like a tier list of all like the games I'm playing for SEAGO 2025. I'm already like thinking that Black OX is gonna be S tier, not gonna lie, if not high A tier. It was nice to meet you too. I hope to chat with you more. Thank you for stopping by. I really appreciate it. And hopefully you keep yourself safe wherever you are, and have a good rest of the day. All right, I feel like I've probably chatted a lot. I think I've talked about. Okay. What else was I gonna talk about other than the FNAF movie? Okay, yeah, a lot of people were like talking, theorizing about the stuff on the movie, and it was fun. It's been a while since I've actually like been in the fandom, to be fair, but that felt like a fandom experience, you know? So I did enjoy it at the end of the day, even if I was like, okay, maybe people should talk a little quieter, because I feel like some people were not shouting, but they were definitely like using their outside voice instead of their inside voice. So I'm like, I don't know how you know, I don't know how that paints us as like gamers / people into the fandom to the people in the public, but you know, chill, I guess. But yeah, after that we went to play at a board game cafe, and that was fun. We played a lot of like a lot of gambling type games in the board game cafe, not gonna lie. There was one where we were playing a camel betting / gambling game. That was pretty fun. We played an actual horse betting game / board game. I guess I should have expected people to make horse racing and gambling into a board game, but for some reason it never clocked to me until now, because we visit that board game cafe a lot and we never properly played something like that before. So that was pretty fun. My coffee is almost finished too. So yeah, I think that's pretty much all that I wanted to talk about. Got the schedule out, got the stuff about my weekend out, so without further ado, because they did on the dev email for like this game when I asked, they did say it was gonna roughly take 3 hours if we're voicing every line, so we're gonna strap in. We gotta lock the fuck in, boys. All right, let us go into the game, hopefully. I know it's not gonna capture immediately the first time around, so let's see. There we go. Okay, Let me lower the BGM volume because it's kinda loud. Hopefully the game's not too loud for you guys. If it is too loud or anything, please do let me know. Duly appreciate that. Death and Faeology Prologue. So this is the demo, obviously. Let me actually like pull up the Steam page for it to like read the summary of it, because I don't. It looked interesting, but I was like not reading the entire thing. But this is the game info on Twitch. If you want to go to the the Steam store page, if you want to try the demo yourself, it is in the description for YouTube as well. But this is in a world where the fae-touched fall prey to a sinister killer, only a faeologist can uncover the truth. A dark academia murder mystery visual novel with supernatural cases, interactive investigation, romanceable characters. That I did not know that. That's okay. And multiple endings set in the roaring 1920s New York. So yeah, visual novel, murder mystery type game. Very interesting. The art style looks really cool, even like from this like intro screen already. I'm like, ooh, it looks really cool. Let's start. Hey, I'm just gonna name myself Jason. Whatever. I'm too tired to think of like a fancy name. Ah, God, I need to pry my vocal cords. And remember to drink, because we're going to be playing a lot of visual novels this week. Alright. Grading first year assignments can be such an exercise in patience. I ought to remind myself that Faeology is a relatively recent science, only a couple of decades old. That sound effect was loud as shit, by the way. This university, the only Faeology university in the whole country, was just finished being built in 1905. It's still barely acknowledged in the academic field. More importantly, I've got to keep in mind that children inherit their parents' prejudices and misconceptions. The human world has formed its own notion of fairies. Alas, I find myself unable to suppress a big sigh every time I read references to poisoned apples ushering princesses into eternal sleep. A reference to the Cottingley fairies is one I can understand, since it was quite the sensation not too long ago. Although it would be clear in the eyes of renowned faeologists that the photographs were mere imitations. A pity that Sir Doyle was taken in by it. That's probably a reference to like real literature that I do not understand because I don't read. I'm sorry. I ought to take a break. The grading session today has taken me quite a tangent. My beloved Oz. Ooh, wait, what? I suppose having a fairy companion does give one an advantage in identifying genuine fairies. I'd say a break is in order, wouldn't you, Oz? Oz responds through trills that I've learned to interpret over the decades I've known them. The Cottingley fairies again? Yes, and Princess's eternal slumber due to poisoned apples. We don't care much for human princesses, but making poisoned apples is rather an easy feat. Shall I turn one of them into a toad in front of the whole class to show that Faefolk is capable of more than that? At the same time, showing them that not all fairies are a friendly bunch. I can't help but chuckle at the thought of that. I believe some might just quit that same day if you do that. Besides, if other Faeologists get a hold of your existence, who knows what they'll do to you. Chances are high those people will try to pin you to a corkboard and vivisect you. I would never let that happen. Oh, I like that it looks like the wings look like a face. I've always appreciated you pursuing Faeologies to ensure that. This is the least I could do. We've known each other since I was 7. Wow. Damn. They're old. I assume they're old. You've saved me countless times since then. Well, you could have let me bleed to death when you found me. I would never. I can hear a delightful melody of chirps laced with a touch of whimsy, which makes me feel just a tad fizzy. So I assume this fairy doesn't like talk. It's just that we know how to interpret And then that's what we're reading, I assume. It seems that even the laugh of a fairy possesses some magical quality. Quality? Jesus. While you're on break, isn't there something else on your agenda this afternoon? Right, Mr. Henkel's letter. Thanks for reminding me. I retrieved the letter from my patron from a desk drawer. I lean back on my chair and read the missive aloud to myself. Dear Jason, how long are you going to keep me in suspense? Will you or will you not accompany me to this year's Leo's Gala? Ooh, I'm kind of gassy because I just finished eating. My bad. You could do a lot worse than forgetting your boring books for a moment in favor of whiling away an evening with champagne and canapes and invigorating company. And when I say invigorating, I'm not speaking of those old sods with deep pockets ready to be exploited by way of funding grants for your research. I'm speaking, of course, of yours truly. Do write to me sometime before Saturday. That's tomorrow's dates, isn't it? Oh, I know. My delay in responding is entirely by the design, I assure you. Me when I forget to reply to people on Discord or email. It's like, yeah, it's entirely by design, I assure you. I'd hate to be getting the looks from the crowd like I'm a wet blanket. Faeology isn't worth my dough, they'd say. Oz's replying chirp is decidedly indignant. I nod to Oz in agreement before returning to Mr. Henkel's letter. In other news, I've heard that little Ruthie Blythe caused a minor ruckus in the city's hottest speakeasy. Speakeasies existed in the 1920s? I guess so, I guess that makes sense. Does it? I don't know. When was speakeasies invented? And I don't really know what a speakeasy is. I know I've seen that word be thrown a lot in like drama, or not dramas, but like TV shows and shit, but I don't know what it actually is. If your old friend Detective Krauss hadn't been in the area at the time as well, who knows what could have happened. I find myself rather perturbed at this revelation. I would have telephoned Ruthie and asked what the story was, like when we were children. However, for better or for worse, we aren't on friendly terms anymore. I resume reading my patron's letter. Speaking of the detective, have the two of you been keeping in contact? He gave me the cold shoulder when I crossed paths with him at the last week's benefit. I couldn't help assuming that his persistently frosty treatment of me might have had something to do with you. It's unfortunate that the extensive bonds you have with him should end in a rather bitter taste. As you have told me more than once, when it was good, there was nothing else quite like it. Yet, you speak very little of him now, and I find myself wondering if he still holds a place in that guarded heart of yours. The letter is signed Yours Everlasting, Oscar Henkel. Ooh. Well, I've kept Mr. Henkel waiting long enough. I press a pen to a fresh sheet of paper to commence crafting a response. Hey Enervarak, how you doing? Hopefully you're doing well, keeping yourself hydrated, keeping yourself stretched. Hopefully you're having a good day. Oh, my voice is already dying, man. This is not great. Just then, a familiar rhythmic rapping pierces the silence. I glance in the direction of Oz, but they're nowhere to be seen. Oz must have camouflaged himself in a heartbeat. I put Mr. Henkel's letter in the drawer before calling out. Come in, Minnie. Oh, cute. My assistant enters the office. She's careful to snap the door shut behind her. Professor? Yes, Minnie? Were you talking to yourself again? That's right. You know me. I see. Sometimes I wonder what she must have thought while hearing the mumbling sounds of me speaking with Oz. But she knows when to not poke her nose into things. One of the things I like about her, and also what makes her the bee's knees when it comes to being an assistant. I'd hate to be the bearer of bad news, but he's here. Who? That police detective from the newspapers. Police detective? Even as I echo those two words, there's a sinking feeling in my stomach. You know, the man who made you crumple the papers and toss them in the trash can. In the end, we had to stop our subscription for the dailies. Detective Theodore Krauss? Yes, that's the one. Knowing Theo is here makes my world go momentarily off kilt. It's as if, by the magic of the fairy tales I malign, the ink in my patron's letter has manifested him into the reception area. Can't you tell him I'm out delivering a lecture on the far side of campus or something? That depends. Is a lie like that going to deter this man? An astute question. She is truly wise beyond her years. Probably not. He'd happily traverse the entire campus just to torment me, I'm guessing. Alright, let him in. With a brisk nod, Minnie returns to the reception area. I barely have time for a steadying breath before Theo barges in. He drops a box on my desk right off the bat. Jesus. Hello, Theo. You're kinda you. Okay. Okay. What is this? Why is he in my office? Well. Look who the cat dragged in. Not even a howdy do? What, do niceties suddenly mean something to you? I seem to recall you packing your bags and moving out without so much as a goodbye. There was no one to say goodbye to. Didn't you find out I left only a few days later? At least it made it easier for you to leave. Didn't it? There's a tinge of hurt in his voice that I'm only able to pick up because we lived together for several months. Oh, they lived together? They were roommates? Oh. As my mouth struggles to catch the words hanging in the air, I felt the piercing, icy silence creeping in. I ought to break the silence before I freeze. What's in the box? He lets out a deep sigh that rather sounds like relief. Your things that somehow you didn't take with you when you left. Even that oddly crafted handkerchief you loved so much. That handkerchief was a gift from you. For you, rather. I see the corner of his mouth twitch. He's lying. What should I do with this information? Wait, who said that line? Oh, fuck, there's a log for me to check. Oh, no. Yeah, reach out to the box to check. I quickly stretch out my hand to the box, yet he is just as fast in catching my wrist before I can open it. Oh, hello, sir. Hello, Theo. I withdraw my hand from his grip swiftly, like a startled bird soaring into the sky. That truly caught me off guard. I'd forgotten what his hand feels like. How is this not gay? Come on, man. I've truly forgotten his touch. Well, to be fair, I guess the MC is genderless. I don't know if they have a gender. I guess they're like whatever you want them to be. Oh my god. Hello? I've forgotten what his hand feels like. His touch, his warmth. Oh, his strong grip on my wrists. I was only kidding, although you really haven't changed much, have you? You just went straight for it. He sounds amused and slightly pleased as if he just confirmed the accuracy of one of his deductions. Neither have you. I threw all of it away right after you vanished, damn girl. He says with a subtle squint in his left eye, another lying tell of his. I can't help but sigh at his antics. Of course you did. So, what's really in the box? That's cute! They're cute! They're gay. Wanna take a guess? I do have an idea. Knowing him, he'd sooner face the whole I read that as AI Capone. Oh, fuck, man. The whole Al Capone gang by himself and take their bullets before coming to visit me. This must be way more important than our poignant history. Case evidence? I've seen boxes like this one before, but never one quite so large. It's a really big case, isn't it? He nods. The biggest of my career. And to come to me of all people? Damn, you must be at your wit's end about this. He looks away as if trying to hide how galling the circumstances at hand are. Truth be told, I'd rather face the whole Al Capone gang and take their bullets than to have to see you again. Gee, that stings a little. So why would you... Hold on a minute. You think this has some sort of connection to fairies? Oh, it seems I've hit the bullseye. We stopped talking about fairies at some point when we were still together. Those talks always led to a heated discussion and then into arguments because nothing I could say could change his skepticism toward mystical beings. This is certainly the chance to tease him about it, though it might be unwise considering the emotional peril he must have gone through to get here. They're gay. What should I do next? I'll be nice to him. This is serious. I know this must be hard for you, but I can't help if you don't say anything. You're right. As difficult as it is to admit, the things you've told me before about fairies and whatnot might have helped me to make sense of this case. But I have to say, for the sake of my sanity, I still don't believe they exist. Fair enough. He appears pleasantly surprised by my answer, and as though he was expecting a quarrel right around the corner. They're fucking gay, dude! Come on! Fucking, this screams a little bit of right worth, not gonna lie. Little did he know I've learned that it's moot to try to explain the otherworldly beings to him. So, what makes this case so significant? Why do you think it relates to fairies? Are you even allowed to tell me? I heard the sound of a chuckle up under the breath like a bolt from the blue. For a brief moment his gaze on mine seems to revert us to how it used to be. Oh, his loving gaze as he stared right into my eyes and I to his. I'm so sorry if the dev ever watches this. Unless, you know, this is the intended response, then in which case, you know, live your life. Until the seriousness returns to his face. First things first, since I'm leading the investigation, I do have some discretion on what details to divulge and to whom. That is, if the confidant can bring value to the investigation, and I've known you for a fact that you can be discreet. Still, I must ask your sworn secrecy on this matter. You got it. So, tell me about the case. Why does it seem to be of paramount importance, Jesus? It's a multiple murder case, potentially perpetrated by a single culprit. The victims are chiefly middle-aged women residing north of the city. They're from old money families, the types that make regular appearances at high society events. I see, no wonder you're all tensed up. You're telling me. Chief took me off every other case and insisted I put all my time and effort into this. It's only a matter of time until the press catches wind and makes a circus of everything. And with some of the victims' peculiar manners of death. He pauses. This is where the fairies came in? He silently stares and then sighs. I swear I must be losing my mind. You've got this. Three of the victims had a manner of death that the unit has never seen or heard of before. The strangest case is the one where the body seemingly hardened into bony tissue overnight. Her corpse almost looked like a carved wooden statue. Oh, I've heard of something like that before. Of course you have. I frown at him. Don't start now. Without finding out what caused these deaths, and more importantly, who did this, the press could spin the stories out of control. I don't want to imagine the look on victims' families' faces and if and when the papers are making a razz of these poor women's deaths. Besides, what kind of depraved sick bastard goes around murdering women in such a way? I don't think a man can, or a woman can do something like that. It has to be a fairy, dude. What do you mean turn into a bony tissue? What human can do that, man? The city's already running on fumes. Crime's becoming more rampant day by day. People shouldn't have to look over their shoulder every night. It's no way to live. Even as he lapses into silence, I say nothing. It's not just the city. The rise in crime is bleeding him dry too. Whoops, sorry about that. Oh, saliva went down the wrong pipeway. Christ. Yet, I am unsure of what words could soothe those who are fighting it on the front line. I've never been where they are. The frown lines between his eyebrows grow deeper. You know, considering the victim's background, having these murders being exaggerated in papers would pressure the families to insist on closing the case as soon as possible. No matter the cost. No matter who's to blame. You're right. Innocent people are going to bear the brunt for this. This is a terrible situation. Don't die, I'm trying. That is one of my fears, not gonna lie. Like, I know it's not super likely to happen, but it has happened to people, and I'm like, just like dying from like having their saliva go down the wrong hole, the wrong throat hole. I don't know how to say that in an appeasing way. So, you know, that's low-key a fear. I feel my stomach churning. My arms cross on instinct, trying to hold my own disquietude in place. Is there anything you can do? I'm just one man. Try as I might, I can't keep those rotten police brass from lining their pockets. Nothing but a pack of lowlifes in high places. Ooh. He exhaled sharply, his voice laced with contempt. Then he fell into silence yet again. Similarly, words seem to have abandoned me, and as I can't shake this feeling of helplessness crawling under my skin. After a minute, he meets my eyes once more. Well, you're a good listener, better than most. He curls his lips. They're so gay, dude. I don't mind it at all. Thanks. He clears his throat once more. Alright, let's get down to brass tacks. This box includes case files, crime scene photos, a couple of blood samples, which I was able to request to bring to you, and several other pieces of evidence. Other than the strange manners of death I've said, forensics was puzzled too by the blood samples. How so? One of them doesn't contain iron. That's interesting. Nothing surprises you, does it? Well, about this peculiarity, I'd bring up something from my fairy books, but you'd always find a way to deny it. You're right about that. I'm still investigating the possibility of unknown drugs or poison that somehow caused these oddities. But I'd be a fool to not go after my hunches and look into all possibilities. What about robbery? It's ruled out. No fingerprints, no evidence of breaking in, nothing had been stolen. And motives? Motives? Revenge? We're still interviewing the city elites looking for possible motives. But it takes time, you know how it is. Yes, of course, they're very busy. Speaking of city elites, I know people who can be very helpful in getting some inside information. Ooh, his expression turns sour at full tilt. Who? That man? I said people, but yes, that man would be particularly helpful in this matter. Even at first meeting with Mr. Henkel, there was some inexplicable tension between the two. Sexual tension? Theo said something about Mr. Henkel feeling off, and always hated it whenever I had something to do with him. He's jelly! Though it might just be jealousy in disguise. There we go! He said it! You know I'm right. Even if he's barely in the newspapers, he's most likely at the pinnacle of high society. And I don't think he'll mind if I ask him a few things about this. Why, of course. He's always got a soft spot for— He's so jealous, dude. They're so gay. Hell, he's probably carrying a torch for you for a long time, like judging by the way he follows you everywhere. Oh, we got a love triangle. Well, he happened to be interested in Faeology and has a lot of money to allow its development. Look at you, all ready to defend him. What, are you two an item now? Oh my god, dude. I'm having a gay panic over this, man. I might have steered this reunion right back to where we were months ago by bringing up Mr. Henkel, but it was necessary to mention him. I don't know anybody else who would who would have that much information about high society. Besides, there has never really been anything, even if we did go to fundraising events together from time to time. Damn! So there could have been a thing. It was strictly business. Yet again, Theo seems to lose his reason whenever we talk about Mr. Henkel. I don't have the time or energy to argue with him. What should I do? Ooh, let's explain the truth. We're not anything. We go to fundraising events from time to time, but these are work. I've got to get money for my research somewhere, you know. Our relationship is strictly business. He gives me a dirty look! Sure, I believe you. No, he doesn't. Besides, what I do with him is none of your beeswax. They're so fucking gay! His voice becomes even more irritated. That's right, it's none of my concern. Do whatever you want with him. Just make sure he can keep his mouth shut about the case. I can't help but groan at this turn of events. I will. While we're on the subject of useful allies, you mentioned before about blood that doesn't contain iron. I can take the blood samples to the university's chemist. She's good at what she does. And she's from a rich family. She might know some of the victims of their families, at least. I'll trust your judgment. I take it this is you agreeing to help with the case? That's right. That's right. These are lives at stake. He let out a soft smile as though in quite agreement with what I said. Aw, look at his face. He's so precious. Thank you. Well, if you think it'll be helpful, you can even ask the people you mentioned what they know using the evidence items. But the case files are for your eyes only. Understood. He has fallen silent somehow, leaving an uncomfortable hush in the air once more. Suddenly a realization comes to mind. Does this mean you'd be willing to hear about fairies? About Faeology? That depends. If this was indeed fairy doings, and if through your investigations you can provide solid theories on three things: the culprit, their methods of murder, and their motives. Supported by evidence, of course. I'm sticking with the idea that there's a logical explanation, an earthly one, for now. Fair enough. I'd wager that we have approximately 24 hours to get some sort. 24 hours, dog? An answer that makes sense. I can feel the papers are close to getting the story. While you're investigating this lead, I'll look further into unusual drugs and poisons. How about it, Faeologist? Do you dare take on this challenge? Do I? I'll help even without being challenged. Even without being challenged, I'll still help you, you know? He stares at me impassively. Of course I know. Well, if you need anything from me, you can just ring me. Very well. But you need to promise me that you'll not just hear me out, but also keep an open mind on fairy topics if I succeed in what you asked. I promise. But I can't promise not to scoff from time to time. That's good enough. I ought to get going. Maybe this'll be an opportunity for you to increase Faeology's credibility in the eyes of the academics. Maybe. Seems like some detective has been following the tiny part of Faeology in the newspaper. Says you. The one who had to stop the daily paper subscription just because some detective kept getting the headlines. How do you... Before I could finish, he had walked towards the door and opened it. See you tomorrow around the same time. They're cute. I love them. I hear the door close. I almost wish the character wasn't like... I guess this is supposed to be self-insert because it is at the end of the day, because there is like romanceable characters, so that makes sense. But man, I would love like to make fan art of like official. Well, I guess you can just self-insert, but like I digress. I hear the door closed. Hey, I exclaim with a hint of frustration. After some thought, I realized that he must have noticed the missing newspaper on my desk and my assistant's. Reading papers was part of my daily routine when we were together. They are so fucking gay. I can only shake my head in disbelief. I'm gonna like put a fucking like counter. It's like how many times like the gay counter did. He hasn't changed much either. As I'm reminiscing about a few moments of our past relationship, Oz reveals himself again now that we're all alone. That was quite the reunion. It was indeed. He hasn't changed at all, has he? I suppose. Although, you don't have an obligation to help him. I know, but I've already agreed. Very well, just don't overwork yourself. Yeah, thanks, Oz. I find myself slowly drifting into thoughts. A victim's manner of death hardening into bony tissue could be one of the fairy curses, ossification. If only I could ask Oz whether a fairy was behind this and which one, but it's not that simple. Even if they are my longtime companion, fairies have their own rules about exchanging favors, and they are secretive about their land too. A favor like that doesn't come cheap. At least I'm stocked up on milk and honey for small requests. Aww. Fairies like milk and honey? That's cute. Speaking of requests, I should get started on a reply to my patron's letter. For some reason, he seems to be more insistent this time that I come with him to the gala. Also gay. I retrieve a paper and pen and I mumble to myself as I write. Dear Mr. Henkel, I hope your recent forays into high society have proven more fruitful than they have in... Should I be hyperbolic? No, I'll be realistic. More fruitful than they have in a decade or so you've been alive. Believe it or not, I have been considering whether the merits of trying to impress the wealthiest folk of the city outweigh the obvious indignities. You first brought up the possibility of my accompanying you to the annual Lio Scala a couple of months ago, and I'm still weighing my options. How do I want to... Oh, God. Would a type like Mr. Henkel appreciate someone being more coy or being more apologetic? Ooh, does this matter at all? I don't know. How do I want to play this? Be coy. You shall know my answer definitively if you find me on your arm during the event. How is this not gay? Well, I guess if I guess this is like gender neutral. I guess it makes sense, but man, holy dude, that's really coy. About Ruthie, I can't say I'm surprised to hear about her latest flirtations with disaster. Since we were both toddlers, she's frequently found herself in trouble. Her fiery personality, fiery, so I keep saying Faerie as Faerie, even though it's fiery, but I like saying it Faerie, like Guy Fieri. Her fiery personality certainly doesn't help her get out of quarrels. I would love to telephone her and ask how she is doing, but we drifted apart a long time ago. Nevertheless, I'm glad to hear that Theo was there to smooth things over for her. I've now arrived at the topic of Theo, or Detective Kraus as my patron refers. I suppose his query was meant to uncover whether I still care for Theo. I care for him! Also, thank you for the hydrate. I will hydrate. This really is definitely like...
Oh
my god! Yay, the redeem works.
Very well with butter.
I've become butter.
You must first ask the cat loaf if
this is definitely like trying to make you decide like who do you want to romance.
So you stick your knife in
the sexy little detective that we've known and lived together with for a while and then fell apart with, or our patron, our sugar daddy, our glucose father, if you will.
So that is the presentation.
I should make that redeem like a little shorter for the sound redeem. Sometimes my thoughts wander back. I like the detective, man. I murmur under my breath as I write. As for Theo, I must be honest that sometimes my thoughts wander back to him. However, for such thoughts are fleeting at best. I have not a single moment of regret over the decision to end it. Damn. Upon signing off, I sealed the letter with wax. Then I turned toward my trusted Fae. Oz, can I please trouble you with something? You want me to deliver this letter to your patron, don't you? Indeed, time is of the essence here. As always, please take care and to not catch anybody's attention. He'll see it by tomorrow morning, I'm sure. It would be my pleasure. Thank you, Oz. I'm off. I'll see you later today. I watch as Oz flits out of my office window and vanishes. Once the Fae is gone, I call my assistant to my office. Yes, Professor? Hold on 1 second. I rifle through the contents of the box. Carefully, I extract the blood samples that Theo mentioned. They appear to be stored in test tubes. Would you mind asking Dr. Rayford to analyze these blood samples? I'll do that, sure. As I hand the samples to her, I notice that she looks like she wants to say something. Over the 2 years we have been working together, I've picked up on a few of her tells. What is it, Minnie? How'd it go with the detective, if you don't mind me asking? Oh, no, not at all. He's the same as always. There's lingering beef. She... You know what? Fucking valid, bro. Fucking valid. That's me with the detective so far. There's lingering beef, of course, but we've sort of managed to put it aside for something more important. He has brought me a rather significant case that he suspects might have some supernatural elements, as hard as it was for him to admit it. Oh, good for him. I cannot help but grin at her remark. I'm glad it didn't end in a shouting match, at least. Yes, me too. I'll deliver the blood samples now, Professor. Thank you, Minnie. She can step on me as wild, dude. Minnie hurries out as I'm alone in my office again. Remembering the conversation about the case, I'm suddenly engulfed by unexplainable, eerie feelings. Real guys. Look, y'all are real for that, though. I should start the investigation right away. Ooh, drop an item from the inventory to the desk. Select an item in the records and press the icon to open the inspector and read the insights you've gathered. Ooh. Hover the magnifying glass above an evidence to access the information and see the details in this. Love the detail of the text box. It is good, right? Honestly, the fucking art direction of this game already looks really fucking cool. I love the aesthetics. Use the black light to see invisible things. Hell yeah. We got a black light over in here, y'all. We can inspect the fur column. Read the encyclopedia to gain additional information. Okay. Press the button to end the investigation. Cool. Case 1, Audrey Wooldridge. How do I open this? Susan Moore. How do I do it? Well, I did not pay attention. I did not pay nearly as much as... Is there supposed to be text here? Is this a little bugged? Is that it? I'm actually not too sure. Oh wait, no, I need to drag it first, right? Yeah, there we go. And then I can... I don't know how to open it. How do I open shit, bro? I wasn't... Okay, not the radioactive comm, hell yeah. I need help. Drag and drop. Press the icon to open the... yeah, I feel like they're supposed to be text. And it's just kind of broke. However, man, is there supposed to be actually text? I'm questioning. We got a ring. There's 100% supposed to be text, right? Hold on, let me save the data. Let me, I guess, reload. Maybe that'll help. Like either I'm missing something or like I'm dumb, which is completely possible, 100%. Or cheap viewers for free. There's 100%. Look, let me restart the game as well. Deadass tempted to look at other people's playthrough just to be like, is this supposed to happen or am I just dumb? Am I missing something? Very possible that I'm missing something. But this is a demo, so you know it is fair if there is a little bit of a hiccup. Let me verify the integrity of files, and then hopefully that fixes it. I know I keep breaking people's games. I'm not even doing anything, man. Look, there's a lot of demos in this Game Fest. And you know, demos cannot be expected to be reflective of the final quality of the game. But it is funny that I keep breaking people's games. I keep finding ways to somehow break the game. Let's see, is there text now? Nope. Am I breaking something? We have this. It's not like I have to do that, right? Is there... Okay, let me go back to help. Select the item in the records and then press the icon to open the press the icon to open the inspector and read the insights you've got. Maybe I haven't gotten any insights, maybe? Black light to see additional things and investigations. What if we... We investigate... Okay, the first victim's crime scene. This is the first time I encounter something that could be ossification. I feel sick to the stomach. Did the game's volume reset? Oh, it did. Wondering why it was a little loud again. No one deserves to die like this. Something's odd with our fingers. Fingers? Name Audrey Wooldridge, age 51 years old. Manner of death hardening into bony tissue. Bony tissue. From afar, the corpse looks like a carved wooden statue. The time of death around 1 p.m. Victim profile: an affluent middle-aged woman in the city. Police report: the victim reported hearing strange noises and seeing strange phenomena in the days immediately preceding her death. Oh fuck, we actually have to think, man. The interviewing officer is suspected due to the victim's strange behavior, involvement in the occult matters. Forensic report: no traces of drugs or poisons. Further autopsy is still in progress. Wooldridge. Now that's a familiar name, is it? I think now if we like put it back, we do have... Okay, yeah, so it's... I didn't break it. I'm just dumb and I actually needed to use this to analyze shit. Armpit. There's the ring here. Can I not? How do I properly investigate though? I guess maybe it's like sometimes... Maybe if there's something, it pops, and if there's not, there isn't, there doesn't. There isn't, there doesn't. We have the ring, and there was the thing with the black light on that, I believe. I mean, yeah. But how do I like actually note it? How do I note down this evidence? Maybe I need to do the record first. How do I? Okay, this is a little inconsistent with how I do things. How do I actually like view the thing? Why is the game now quiet? How do I do this? Do I maybe because I have too many tools out? What was this supposed to be? I don't remember what that was. Was there anything there? I don't know. Ah! How do I view the fucking case? How do I do it? How do I view? I'm stupid. I'm clicking everything, man. I don't know how I did it the first time.
This is a certified.
How is this? Okay, this is a little bit of a bro moment. I got this. Do I? How did I do it the first time? Hello? Oh, this was the book, right? Yeah. I don't know if you're hearing me press the button. Press my fucking mouse. I don't know. How the hell did I do it the first time? This is a little bit of a skill issue moment, to be honest. I have faith in your ability to figure it out. Do you? That sounds like sarcasm to me. Do I have to like do this? And then I can... No? Maybe I try with another thing? Case file. Nope. Bro, how do I do this? Where did the ring go? Oh. Though maybe that faith is misplaced. Am I missing something? I'm definitely missing something. Drag and drop an item. Select an item in the records. See, that's seeing insights. Inventory to the desk. Select an item in the records. Well, this is once we have the insights. Black light to see invisible things. Yeah. What? I'm confused. Deadass like I'm deadass considering of pulling up like someone's playthrough of this just to be like, what the fuck did they do? I did it the first time. Bro, our detective skills is like being put to the test, as in like I can't even use my fingers to open the case file or read. How do I do things, man? Or do I have to do like get case by case? Do I have to focus one by one? It's possible. Hardening into ossification. And he did say there was something off about her fingers here, but I don't quite know what he meant by that. We have an old coin. We have makeup. I've seen this makeup powder somewhere recently. It's from Nectar Bell. This must have belonged to one of them, but which? I wonder if the owner likes the box design and carries around in her pocket since it's already used up. Perhaps the chemist has some interesting insight since her family owns the brand. Okay, so it does work. So I guess... Is it like I have to like scan everything? I don't quite get what determines. Like, do I actually have... I guess is that it? Do I have to like scan every bit of the thing with the magnifying glass? Is that the mechanic? It's possible. Let's see. Let's see if I figured it out. I figured it out! It's a little not straightforward, I will be honest. Or maybe I'm just dumb, that's possible. Name Susan Moore, age 40 years old. There we go, thank God, I did it! Admittedly, they should actually explain that you have to... I mean, I guess it makes sense you have to hover over it all, but also it's a little unclear for dumbasses like me. Good feedback to give them, I think so. That'll be something I can email them later on. Is the game too loud? I don't know. Susan Moore, age 40 years old, manner of death refusing to drink anything but her own blood. Time of death around 11 a.m. Victim profile, an affluent middle-aged woman in the city. Victim's mother reported the victim was suffering from a prolonged paranoid episode in the days leading to her death. Specifically, the victim was acting erratically and saying strange things. Despite manner of death, no signs of dehydration or hemochromatosis. No traces of drugs or poisons. Other blood-related investigations are underway. Blood does not... Oh, this is the ironless lady. Is this the lady? Seems to be second victim's crime scene. Complexion, it's not quite the pale hue of death, far paler than it should be possible, almost drained of color. Something is odd with her fingers. Again, more fingers? Man's a finger. Man's a finger guy. That's the... So I'm assuming the ring belongs to her, right? I feel like that makes sense. Third victim... Ooh, gangly fingers. Third victim's crime scene. Her fingers, I've seen corpses before, but not like this. Here's another strange thing about fingers. Really focused on fingers. I don't know what about the fingers is this, though. Classification. Or is it do I just have to hover over the thing? I do have to hover. It's not like scanning the thing, but it's holding the thing on it for long enough. Okay, I'm figuring it out. Slowly figuring it out. What else is this? That's the thing. What is this? Fourth victim's crime scene. Poor girl. It's a cruel thing to see youth being stolen so abruptly. Huh. Guess we have to figure out which belongings belong to who. We have a coin. Never seen a coin like this. It looks rare. Okay. Astute observation. Maybe blacklight? Ooh. Oh, what's happening? It's burnt. Texture looks interesting. Oh. Oh. Oh, ew. They want you to use your eyes and not just blindly wiggle. I guess so, but ew, brother. Just a dead insect. I've seen this before. This is a parasitic fae. A failed transformation magic? Ugh. Ah yes, bug. I mean, I guess in this universe, yeah, insect and fae are kind of synonymous, interestingly enough. I guess they are kind of just bugs if you think about it. I've seen this before. This is a parasitic fae, yeah. There's no mistaking the structure of the thorax, antennae curvature, elongated legs. They're exactly the same as the parasitic fae I cataloged several months ago. What happened to you, poor fae? Of course, no response is forthcoming. Yeah, it's dead. Ugh. Nasty little bastard either way. I guess if you really like, if you see a fae in real life, I guess it's not just a tiny human. It's just bug. Which is, I guess, I mean, that makes sense. Yeah, fae and insects. Some Faeologists have applied Darwin's theory of natural selection to fae kind by putting them in the same genealogical line as insects, especially the Lepidoptera group, which includes moths and butterflies. This is supported by their similarities to each other. Beneath a special black light, some species of butterflies can glow by having a chemical known as phosphorus, which fairies also have. Interesting. Time to get the high power electric swatter is crazy work, bro. Just fucking blindly swat and just hope for the best. Let's see, he said that there was one with a parasitic. Oh, there's so much to read. Sustained black light illumination on an object imbued with fair magic may reveal intricate details of certain complex spells. Oh. Scribe fairies, I don't think that's relevant to this. Warrior, changeling. Oh, there we go, parasitic fairies. Fairies with limited magic consistently need to feed off of other sources of energy, mostly drained from humans, such as blood. That might be related to this case, right? Since it needs the blood, is what I'm thinking of so far. I guess they're black. I guess putting a black light here. I guess, oh, okay, maybe that's a bug. That's fine. No, this is a bug. Mechanisms and rates at which these drainage processes occur are greatly varied. Is that it for the entry for parasitic fairies? I guess so. Unconfirmed rumors that high fae is likely to capture humans. Ew. Changeling. Due to complexity of the fae magic required to create a changeling, the enchantment almost always goes awry. Anomalies common among changelings include an extra finger on the... Is there an extra finger? Oh, there is an extra finger. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This is AI ass fingers. It's a changeling. I didn't even notice that. That is like 6 fingers, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And I assume the thumb's supposed to be somewhere. I have changelings, bro. Refuse to drink anything but her blood. Victim is suffering paranoid. Changeling. Okay, we're figuring it out. So this is related to this, which I assume is a parasitic fae. It has to drink blood. Okay, well, this is kind of interesting. People can... Okay, well, you're true. You're right, but... I don't know, man. Look, we're assuming this is under, you know, semi, like, normal assumptions that most people have 5 fingers, reportedly. I don't know. I'm just being facetious. I know you are. Look, you're not wrong. Some people have 6 fingers, some people have 4 fingers, and that's fine. But this is the work of a fae! Fae magic requires to create a changeling, almost always go awry. Include an extra finger and toe. Nearby heat conductors, such as small metallic objects, has been known to repel or warp the magic, creating changelings. Is there anything in the thing? Probably it's not related to this. What is this? No, that's just the Leo's Gala. My patron invited me to this event. I'm still uncertain if I want to attend. That's it! There's nothing on there. Okay. While sitting in the gold saucer in FF, I know you're fucking grinding for the thing. Oh no, okay, I thought the black light was lost there. I'm fucking grinding for maps in the gold saucer. Okay, what is this? Unconfirmed rumors that some high fae like to capture humans and bring them to Fairyland. For purposes such as forced reproduction. Oh god, servitude, ritualized combat for their amusement. So damn, the fae folk are fucked. I guess not always, but also like damn. Fairies leave changelings behind to mask their absence. So yeah, this has to be the changeling thing, right? Several fae typically have the parasitic too. Oh shit. Magically transferred to look almost exactly like an abducted human. Okay. Heat conductor though. I mean that's true. Fae folk are tricksters and also fuckers. But damn, that is rough. I guess not all fae folk are bad, just like not all humans are bad, but also like damn, that's kind of fucked up. Interesting though. Okay, so we know, well, we don't know, but like I'm assuming this is related to this, but this could also be that. But no, if it's comprised of several fae folk, or sorry, if this ossification, which seems to have 6 fingers, which indicates it's a changeling, and is comprised of parasitic fae, if this one's gone, I feel like this should be different looking, so I'm leaning towards this relating to, well, it might not, I don't know. Is that the coin? I mean, coin, well, okay, where the fuck did the coin go? I've lost the coin. This is that, oh boy, that doesn't seem great. Where's the coin? Where's it gone? Uh-oh. Coin's gone. Okay, let me reload, I guess. Spent the coin at the casino, dead ass, bro. Okay, we'll like just speed run through this. Yep. Yep. Wait, did he note that the finger? Yeah, okay. Because I need the fucking coin. Because I feel like that's probably the heat conducting thing, right? Dude, well, okay. I don't know if the coin... Wait, no. I'm stupid. The coin turned into the fae. I'm dumb. I'm an idiot. The coin wasn't real. I'm a dumbass. Oh, what happened here? I forgot the fae transform, or the coin transformed into the fae. Oh, fuck me, man. Okay. I'm just an idiot. It's fine. 10 out of 10 detective work. Yeah, 10 out of 10. It's fine. It's great. Thank you, Theo, for fucking trusting me with this. And then I did break it again. I'm sorry to all the game devs, bro, on this fucking Game Fest. I'm just breaking their games one by one. It's insane, man. Something's wrong with her fingers. What's wrong with her finger? Oh, also 6. Wait, I didn't even realize that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Oh, shit. Is this also 6? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh my god, they all have 6 fingers. On one side, they all have 6 fingers. They're all changelings, and they're all related to each other. They might all be changelings. Per victim. Yeah, a lot of, or maybe just the work of one chain. Well, I don't know. I don't know how changelings work. Name Edna Niblet, age 64 years old. Manner of death, gnawing her own fingers down to the bone. Ugh. I mean, it fits with the changeling lore thing, right? Where they're like just fucking with them, with the humans, just forcing them to do things for their entertainment. So it makes sense. Oh shit. A friend of the victim reported that she visited the victim's residence to drop off an invitation shortly prior to the victim's death. The friend also wanted to check on the victim's well-being, as she had allegedly been acting strangely at a party the night before. According to the friend, she witnessed an emotionally charged conversation between the victim and a young factory girl. However, the friend didn't think much of the interaction. At the crime scene, is the fucking young girl the one a fae? It's possible. At the crime scene, the invitation card dropped off by the friend was seen close to the victim's corpse and taken in as the no traces of drugs, poison, other blood relation. Blood does not contain iron. Does all the victim's blood not contain iron? Blood does not contain iron. Yeah. Well, I guess Audrey's isn't. Well, it's still a changeling, but yeah, she does. There's no blood autopsy because she is ossified, so that makes sense. There's nothing wrong with her fingers. No, her thing isn't. She's not a. Well, okay, we don't see the other hand, so it's possible she's also a changeling, but I don't think she is. Mary Hatcher, age 90. Oh, wait, that's sad. Death from shock due to arsenic poisoning around 6 p.m. Oh, this is the young factory girl. Oh, she's not a changeling. Or a fae, I guess. Despite not fitting the trend of the previous victim profile, she has been preliminarily included in this case because she was seen having a heated conversation. So it's possible she's not related either, so... Victim's father described her as not acting like herself days before she passed. Shortly before her death, the victim visited police station. Interviewing officer, she seemed to be on the brink of confessing something when a look of terror suddenly crossed her face. She then appeared to change her mind. She hurriedly left the station without saying anything anything further to the interviewing officer. Prior to the death, the victim suffered from violent abdominal cramping, followed diarrhea and vomiting, consistent with the effects of arsenic poisoning. Okay. Just as was said, poison can be found in blood, type A, and the glass she was drinking from near the time of death. Oh. Blood does contain iron and other elements commonly found in human blood, so she's relatively normal. Oh damn, we can already end the investigation, and we wouldn't have found this either. What's happening? Then we do this. Do this again. You become a parasitic fae. We do this. No response. He also has the thing under the black light. I guess that's the same thing. It's getting late, so you're gonna go sleep. Thank you for stopping by, Storm. I appreciate it. Hopefully you have a good night's rest. This is interesting, bro. Fuck. Do we not get any other info on the other? What is there on the black light? Did it say anything under the parasitic fae? I guess I should read this whole book. Similarities of fae as well as bird manifest in terms of variants of fairy magical abilities. They have transformation similar to metamorphosis. Transfigurative spells can make themselves or fellow fae take on another form, including appearing human. So are they all? So the ones that are murdered, are they all fairies? So something is behind. They're not humans that are dying. They're fairies, right? Many high faes have heightened powers of suggestion through the emission of toxins. Although quite rare, some high faes can transform living beings into solid objects such as stone or bone. Okay, the ossification for case 1. They have invis as well. Okay, fae factions. High fae, the scribes and the warriors. Oh. Scribes are defensive, intelligent. Warriors are power and offensive. Low fae faction is comprised of faes with limited parasitic magic. They are wildly malign species that like to consume human blood, hormones, and even souls. Due to fae conflicts, not very well documented. Quarrels between these factions, a certain level of disdain. Nonetheless, both factions of high fae deem parasites despicable low fae due to limited. Okay, similar to the elves who probably are racist towards humans because they don't have magic powers. This seems similar and for fae folk. All fairy kinds seem to be weak against iron, although a small amount of iron, such as meat or blood, does not seem to ward off fairies. Historically, cold iron was often forged as weapons and used to repel fairy magic. Oh, intricate use of iron combined with physics and chemistry is applied by Faeologists to develop a special black light to distinguish the magical essence of the 3 main types of fae. Oh, it's this. Warrior magic red and parasitic purple or violet. And this is red, or is it? No, it's mainly purple, but then there's red. So this is a parasitic fae, but it seems that they're being kind of fucked by some like the warrior fae. Interesting. High fae of the warrior faction, yeah. Protective of the troops tend to be unfriendly towards outsiders. Humans entering their territory, even if accidentally, may face elimination through warriors' offensive magic. Fairy warriors typically remain within their own kind and seldom venture beyond the boundaries of the fairy realm. They are known for their aggressive temperament and volatile disposition. Caution is strongly advised. Yeah. Smite anyone who interferes with the group. Okay, so yeah, this parasitic fae got marked by a warrior fae. There was, what color was this ring? There was something on the ring color. It's purple with also a trace of red, rather. Can I not scan this? I guess not. A wedding ring seems to be made out of gold. There's clearly something in the black light, man. Come on, make a astute observation of it. Come on. You can do it, I know. Please. Come on, hello? Nothing? Really? I mean, I can't really see exactly, but it does seem to be like purple mixed with red as well, which also lead me to think parasite. This might also be a parasitic fae, but it seems to have had interactions with a warrior fae as well. This is the invitation. Oh, there we go. Oh no. Why is it not letting me scan the ring, bro? No. Okay. Makeup powder must have belonged to one. Likes the box and carrying it in her pocket since it's already used up. Chemist has some interesting since the family owns the brand. Okay. Okay, interesting. Who is this? I've seen this. No, not the one I wanted to investigate. So this middle-aged one with the pearls is the victim. I guess this elderly man with facial hair is her father. I'm gonna mute for a little bit since the outside's gonna be loud, so might as well BRB for a little bit. Gamers, we are back. All right. uh, let me see. Man, I'm so out of shape when I'm fucking going upstairs, making me out of breath. Holy fuck. Got myself some boxed tea though. Whew. All right. This elderly woman with the fur color is her mother, I suppose. The other man in the darker suit is maybe her brother? How is that relevant, man? Pearl. Is this not her? Is that? I guess that's not the same. Wait, which one is she then? She also changeling? Because it says middle-aged woman with the pearls is the victim. Whose is this? Is this her? I guess that's possible. And we have this powder. Chemist has some interesting insights as her family owns a brand. Interesting. Did we read the fourth case file? Yes, I did. Oh, sickly girl. Okay, I feel like they're all changeling, but they're also, this guy got fucked by the warrior. So maybe they're all not human, except maybe the young girl. What the hell is this? This middle-aged one in the colored blouse is the victim. Guess this elderly man in the suit is the father, and the elderly woman wearing a cardigan is her mother. Spectacled man is her brother. Ooh, saw something on their hands. Blue. A scribe fae. Oh, wait. Colored blouse. So this, oh wait, she's a scribe fae. Which one is she though? Is it her? But no. Also, how does... I want to ask the logic of being able... How does a black light detect fae magic in a photograph? That seems not logical. But I mean, it's fae magic. I guess that's always a possibility. What is that on her hand? Another scribe fae. The victim are all fairies. Again, I don't know who is who. I guess that's her, but then if this is her, she should also have the thing. Because I feel like that's inconsistent if I'm able to detect the magic. Well, okay, maybe because they're dead. They're not emitting magic anymore. So maybe that's why we don't see it in those photographs, but we do see it in the other photographs. Would fairy magic be strong enough to transmit through like photographs? I guess so, if this is to be accurate. Saw something on their hands. Yes. This is so like messy. But okay, so what we've gathered is all the victims, bar from this young girl, which we don't really have anything other than she got arsenic poisoning, which, yeah, I don't think she's related at all. Or maybe she is somehow, but we don't know exactly how. It's possible that she's the owner of like this thing. The ring belongs to her. The coin, I don't know. The coin might belong to her. We don't know about this though. She has the gala invitation. There's not like any proof of it. Nor is there anything we get from like investigating it. So, in summary, is this her? And that one's... I don't know who this is. I guess her. But I'm not 100% sure. But yeah, these are scribe fae. so I guess we're getting caught in a conflict between the scribe fae and the warrior fae. But the warrior fae seem to be only involved with the parasitic phase. Oh, this is interesting. I think we've investigated all that we can. So I guess we'll end the investigation. Are you sure? Maybe not. Well, you don't have anything else, and I don't think we can get any more insight from the case files. I'm just wondering why I can't detect the ring, because the ring is very the ring is pivotal evidence too, but it's not allowing me to actually like investigate it, weirdly enough, because I can't take it out. Wedding ring made out of gold. I mean, gold's conductive for heat as well, right? So maybe that's something to do with the parasitic phase. God, I'm taking so long. Yeah, small metallic objects repel warp magic, creating changelings. So this might relate into this. Okay, I feel like we've gathered anything that we could have. A knock on the door makes me glance up from my desk. I realize the sun has set while I've been absorbing the investigation. Come in. My assistant enters the office. Dr. Rayford has arrived to drop off blood samples and she wants to talk to you. Already? Yes, she's just outside the door. I must say I'm pleasantly surprised at her work speed. Alright, send her in. Minnie nods. She returns to the reception area. Ooh, Dr. Florence Rayford enters. It has been only 3 years since she has worked in this university, but she has proven her reliability more often than not. Good evening, Professor. Good evening, Doctor. Dr. Rayford hands over the blood samples. She also gives me her lab report. Oh god, are we fucking investigating more? Here you go. Thank you. So, what have you found? The most peculiar thing is that there is no iron in one of those blood samples. One of them. Say, is this Faerie related? Her question prompts me to ask myself, to what extent of the case can I divulge to her? Theo did say that I may ask the patron or her for information using some of the evidence. Although she has knowledge of fairies and their curses, can she handle seeing crime scene photographs? As I return from my thoughts, I notice her voice has taken on a higher pitch. This is so exciting! Are you working with the police? Does this mean we'll get better credibility in the eyes of the public? Oh my, we're going to be in the newspapers, aren't we? And not in the usual corner spots too. Oh, I can hardly contain myself. It appears she took my silence as a yes. It's good that she's excited about the possibility of advancement for Faeology, but her cheerful disposition can sometimes be rather overstimulating. As if on cue, a knock on the door arrived to spare me. The specific sound is familiar, more familiar than when my assistant knocks. Ooh, special delivery. Mr. This is Henkel? Mr. Henkel's hands are empty. And what, pray, might you be bringing for me? Is it you? Are you the special delivery, Mr. Henkel? If you wish to call me special, then I certainly won't stop you. But I did bring a box of huckleberry muffins for your office. Minerva was instantly enamored by the buttery scent. She's currently feasting on them. We can only hope she'll leave a muffin apiece for the rest of us. Oh, hello there, Florence. I didn't expect to see you in this office. Hello, Mr. Henkel. Fancy seeing you here. Although you do have a habit of making this office your sole stop on campus. She chuckles. That's just because this is where all my money went. A well-spent investment, nonetheless. He makes a retort at Dr. Rayford, but throws a subtle smile in my direction. How cheeky. So, Florence, what's been occupying your time as of late? She looks at me briefly, possibly wondering whether she should tell him about what she did for me. The usual matters, I suppose. I tried asking your father about you at the last soiree. However, he confessed that he didn't have the faintest idea. You must tell me more about your chemical research one of these days. The colorful pursuits of you young academics thrill me to no end. You know I can't share all that much, Mr. Henkel.
Unless, of course, you find yourself in the position to become the chemistry department's benefactor, then all their secrets are yours.
A more playful giggle escapes her lips this time.
I'm afraid I'm all tapped out, financially speaking. Oh, I'm not buying that one, not for a second. He's telling fibs, isn't he, Professor?
Well, now I certainly don't want to get in the middle of the money talk of the rich. I wish I had that information, Doctor. It would make proposing for research much easier, with a bit of delicate leverage, naturally. Mr. Henkel laughs in amusement. I feel I should ask the reason he's here before this conversation takes an odd turn. On another note, Mr. Henkel, did you get my letter? Is that the real reason you dropped by? Upon recalling that I asked Oz to insert the letter into his mailbox only this afternoon, I'm about to retract these questions. Unexpectedly, though, he bows his head in assent. Your words have always had this immersive impact on me. Perhaps that is why you are such an effective educator. Whenever I encounter your written language, I long to hear it spoken Jeez, this old man's so gay. Are you putting a spell on your letters by any chance? I think you're the one with all the spells, Mr. Henkel. Your muffins, for one, have always been successful in getting Minnie's guards down.
Oh dear, you two are making me blush. I suppose it's time I take my leave and leave you both be. I'm due somewhere shortly anyhow.
Oh no, that might not be necessary. I can't stay long either. Mr. Henkel lapses into silence as he continues staring into my eyes. They're so gay. It's difficult to maintain eye contact with him, but even harder to look away. They're gay. I wonder what I should do. I ought to discuss the case, but both of them seem to be in a hurry. Oh boy, do we need to save, perhaps? Should I tell Mr. Henkel to return another day since I need to have an important conversation with Dr. Rayford right away, or should I dismiss the chemist and meet with my patron now? There are benefits to either choice. Soliciting Dr. Rayford's opinion on the case might be a good idea. She could share more insight on the chemistry side of the case. Her parents own a successful company that produces the powder made up in evidence. She would also know the social happenings among the wealthy elites. On the other hand, Mr. Henkel is also a viable candidate for an interview. His connections within high society knows no bounds. Everybody seems to know him one way or another. He might know things Dr. Rayford doesn't. Since he has been funding my research for a long time, he's also more familiar with Faerie topics. Whom should I— oh, fuck. So here's the thing. If we talk to Dr. Rayford, I feel like we'd gain insight on the powder makeup and who owns it subsequently, but we might not know as much about the high society from her. With Mr. Henkel, we would not know like anything of like the chemistry side. He is more knowledgeable in the fairy side of things, and since he has access to most, if not all, of the highest society, from what I'm gathering, we might be able to get more insight on the family, which are the family photo, from the family photos that are all like seem to be scribe fae as well. But which is more beneficial? I'm honestly leaning towards Dr. Rayford because I feel like it would be nice to actually, yeah, Dr. Rayford. Dr. Rayford, would you mind staying a little longer? I'd like to hear your opinion about something. Dr. Rayford glances at me and then at Mr. Henkel and then back at me with a glimmer of mischief in her smile. Are you sure, Professor? I let out a resigned sigh. Sometimes it can be quite difficult to deal with her teasing. Yes. When I address my patron once more, regret colors my tone. Mr. Henkel, would you mind coming back another day? I have something crucial to discuss with the doctor at present. And yes, since we know him personally, he can always come back another day. Of course, I understand your scientific pursuits precede all else. I wouldn't have it any other way. Thank you for dropping off those muffins. He only replies with a smile. I'll see you soon, right? As soon as possible, I promise. Mr. Henkel and Dr. Rayford exchange brief goodbyes. My patron then departs. I'm alone with the chemist again. Doctor, I might need your further assistance regarding the blood samples and also something more pressing. So it is true you're working with the police?
suppose. Detective Kraus consulted me this morning about an ongoing criminal case. Oh, do I sense some old flame flickering back to life? Your eyes are tricking you, Doctor. It has been ashes for a long time now and nothing has changed, but like a phoenix you can still rise from the ashes. I'm honestly leaning more towards the detective than Mr. Henkel. I like my DILFs. I like my sugar daddies, but Detective Kraus, very, very, very tasteful. There is a hint of disbelief in her eyes, but I won't indulge in a playful teasing, as there is more important matter at hand. I clear my throat. So I would like to ask you for information, as you may be acquainted with some of the victims or their friends and families. Alright, I'd be happy to answer any questions you might have. Thank you, although I do need your sworn secrecy on this. Of course, I'm adept at keeping secrets. You need not worry. Those samples I analyzed are part of the evidence in this case, right? That's right. Let us begin. Hold on. I need to sneeze. There we go. I tell her the fundamental facts of the case while she listens silently all the while. When I finish my summation, she has only one word to say to me. Interesting. Oh. Yeah, I want to ask her about this. My parents' greatest achievement. It's one of the things I wanted to ask you, Doctor. I don't know much about makeup. How popular is this powder among high society? This powder has been the craze all lately among the upper class since my parents have successfully gotten Mary Pickford to do its advertisement. Well, I'll be. Can you not tell me any more about it, brother? Really? That's it? How about this? Yeah, beneath the black light has some only violet and some red traces of magic. My, are you proposing to me, Professor? I'm afraid my heart still belongs to my late husband. I can hear your sorrow seeping through her peppy voice. Quietly, I slip the ring back into the box. Okay. Dead Fae. A dead bug? Is this part of the evidence? Oh, maybe we could have asked... Oh, maybe we could have asked Henkel for better shit with that. Oh, fuck. Can we go back to the now? How about this invitation? This is tomorrow, Skylar. I'll not be going there since the opera is playing. Didn't know you're into opera. Wait, she didn't? My late husband and I used to go there for one of our date nights. Sadness leads through her eyes, even though her smile stays bright. I had the faintest she'd been married before. Speaking of which, I spotted Detective Kraus at the Met during the last month's performance. He appeared to be enjoying the opera, accompanied by an attractive, tall, blonde woman. It was quite the unexpected sight. I never took him for an admirer of opera. Well, that's a new one for me. How about this? Do you happen to know this girl? Unfortunately, no, I don't know her. How about the Moore family photo? This is Mrs. Moore and her family. Could you tell me what you know of them? Well, I've heard that when Mrs. Moore's biological parents passed away, she was adopted by her parents' trusted employees, from whom she received a lot of love. These employees can't have children, you see. Her biological parents left her a substantial inheritance, which she received when she came of age. Then when she was married out of love to a wealthy entrepreneur. They were hand in hand whenever they went. It's a sad thing, her luck seemed to slip away just when she needed that the most. Dr. Rayford seems to know more about Miss Moore than she let on earlier. While she sounds quite sympathetic, I can somehow sense this hint of jealousy in her voice. Ooh. The photographs of family members, the victim's adoptive father, adoptive mother, and the victim's husband. On the hand of one person. So that was the... that was the victim, right? The victim's the one that had the magical happenings. This is a family photograph of the Wooldridges. Ah, yes, it was everywhere in the papers when her father married the famous and one of the most beautiful socialites. The other man here is Mrs. Wooldridge's stepbrother. Do you know anything about these people? Aside from being fabulously wealthy and well-known, not particularly. Ah, shit. How about this? Mrs. Moore! She seems to recognize the quick victim quite fast. We've met once or twice at a clothing store and exchanged a few pleasantries. Occasionally, I would see her and her husband at various dinner parties as well. They were a lovely couple. We call that thing Audrey Wooldridge. There's no sound to be heard as she stares at the photograph for a little while. I wonder if it's too much for her. Is this Mrs. Wooldridge? It's a little difficult to recognize her because of the... well... She speaks with her usual sunny lilt, which is quite surprising. She guess she has a strong stomach. Yes, you're correct. Hello, James McCracken. How are you doing? Hopefully you're doing well. Hopefully you're keeping yourself hydrated and well stretched. And hopefully you're having a good day. Hello, welcome to the stream. We're playing Death and Faeology, a murder mystery visual novel. Seems very interesting. Good, hell yeah. We love to hear that people are having a good day. Game's been interesting so far. Very fantastical, as in fantasy themed with these fays. Very interesting mystery so far. Yes, you're correct. What do you know of her? Everyone knows her and her family, that's pretty sure. They're one of the richest in the city, the elites of the elites. Accordingly, their circle consists of only very selective people, such as your patron, I imagine. Oh, and their family likes to host charity events. Did you ever know her to dabble in occult matters? Unfortunately, what I told you previously is all I know about her. If she did dabble, do you think maybe her manner of death is a result of occult matters? It's certainly a possibility. What does it look like, show? It does have that feel, doesn't it? And I think in the beginning it did reference Sir Arthur Conan Doyle a little bit. So I mean, I feel like it does take some inspiration from that a little bit, but it is set in 1920s New York, specifically this game. So I don't know. I don't read, unfortunately, so my knowledge of Sherlock Holmes is very, very limited. But I love the aesthetics of this game. The art style is very charming. Certainly a possibility. So we're trying to figure out, we've been given a mystery of 4 murders that seem to be closely related to fairies. So we're trying to figure out who done it, essentially. Okay, let's see what we have. So that's Audrey Woolbridge, okay. This is the Wooldridge, rather. And these two are like fae folk. I'm assuming this is her family, which her family is, or is this her family? I don't know. I don't know which one's. No, I think this is the victim, and this is the parents. I don't fucking know. I'm not sure, man. By the way, my design is awesome. Aw, thank you. I appreciate it. Hell yeah. I'm bad with compliments. I'm so sorry. But yeah, I'm glad you like my design. The one of the few parts I enjoy about my design is the rainbow tie. That's my shtick. That's my thing. This and ties. So there's that. But I appreciate it. Thank you so much. I don't know. I don't know which is the parent. I'm assuming this is the parents because he looks older. Because I don't know who the fae folk are. Because we noted in the 2 photographs with black lights specifically used to find fairies, that 2 of the people in that photograph were fae folk. But I don't know who exactly, so I'm not... Hell yes, I know her, although I can't seem to recall her name. It's Mrs. Niblet. That's right. I saw her quite often at the auction, only going for rare coins. Oh, she's the coin girl! As usual, the winning bid was hers. I wonder if some of those coins carried some sort of curse, since they came from God knows where. It's surprising that she seemed rather unfazed by the quite gruesome photographs. I wonder if she had seen worse deaths caused by chemicals. It makes sense. Although even if I had seen worse, I doubt I could muster such cheer. I never realized this peculiar side to her. I know, right? It is hard to tell, but with the black lights, in this photo specifically, there was a very distinct blue glow on the hands of her and him. And then I'm sad it doesn't like show it in the picture here. And then for this one, it's her that has the blue mark. So I'm like, ooh, I don't know. So we know, okay, Edna Niblet was her rare coin collection thing, which we figured out this dead fae was the coin. So she's connected with this coin / dead fae. And we saw it was violet, it was colored violet and has traces of red, which violet meant that it's a parasitic fae, but the traces of red meant that they've been attacked by a warrior fae. Ugh. It's a lot of very interesting things. Did we ask her about everything? We've asked her about the Moors, we've asked her about the Wooldridge. She thinks this is a bug, that's already done. Proposal, that's the thing. She doesn't know. Susan Moore, she was like, what? Mrs. Moore. Lovely couple, okay, yeah. Well, that's the photo. We haven't asked about the blood sample. And we don't have knowledge on that yet. I give you a like. Oh, thank you very much. I appreciate it. Every like is very supportive. I am thankful to everyone who is here, who lurks, and who gives likes. I appreciate you guys. Ah yes, the most intriguing piece of evidence. It's weird, isn't it? That it doesn't contain iron at all, even though it just looks like human blood. Not to mention the high percentage of phosphorus. Ooh, phosphorus. That seems indicative of fae interference. Would you let me know if it ended up being a fairy after all? Only if I'm allowed. Is there any insight from chemistry as to why there would be no iron in a red-colored blood? Sadly, no. I'm just as puzzled myself. Nice voice acting. Thank you. I try. I know my voice range is kind of limited. It's not really great, but I appreciate it nonetheless. I hope it's at least entertaining. I found traces of arsenic in this blood sample. Yes, that was reported by the forensics team too. One wonders who could have done such a thing to the poor girl. Actually, chemists do sell arsenic to common people to make their own weed killer and rat poison. I haven't done that in some time, not since the university contract. But I'm sure the detective has asked his henchmen to collect purchase records from chemists all over the city, don't you think? It is actually entertaining. Aw, thank you. I appreciate it. I'm glad it is entertaining. Lab report. Is there anything with the lab? I guess we have to ask her. Okay, fine. I've done my best to put all the details there, although I might have missed something regarding the curious blood sample. Okay, is that it? Is that all you have to offer? Oh, fuck. Maybe I should have asked the other guy. Maybe I should have asked Mr. Hinkle. Maybe he could have had more insight, but then I guess we wouldn't have the insight on the other things. All right, an interview. It asks me if I'm sure. Fuck. I don't know if I'm sure. I'll double check. I'll just speed skip because I believe I already checked everything, but I might as well. I'm racking my brains for this, bro. I'm using every single bit of my brain cell. I almost said blood cell. I was like, that's not right. I had blood in the mind, man. I hope we find the killer. I hope so too. But also this is a demo, so we might not find out the killer until the final release as well. I'm not sure. They said the demo is like 3 hours long. I mean, we're approaching that, but I've also been kind of dilly-dallying and reading every line, so it might take longer. Dead bug. Okay, that's everything. Ugh. I have no further questions. I believe I've enough information for now. Is that so? Well, alright. Earlier you mentioned you had a prior arrangement.
You don't like demos? Why? Why do you not like demos? I think demos are nice, personally, because it gives you insight of, I mean, I think it helps you like make a purchase at the very least. Because sometimes you don't know if like a game is like quite like you might see from the description and from videos like, oh, this looks fun, but then if you try to demo yourself, you might have like different opinions. So I think it's nice. You may have a point, but you're not into it. I mean, that's fair. To each their own. But I personally like demos simply because I like to be frugal with my purchases. Sadly, games do cost a lot relative to my country's economy, so you know I have to pick and choose my battles when it comes to spending money on games. And demos do, I feel, at least help me determine if I do want to purchase this and support the developers that way, or if I'm just like, I don't think I can support them by buying the game financially, but at least I can support them by wishlisting or like getting the game when it's on like sale, if I am interested in, if the demo like captured my interest, is my thing. It also gives a preview of like, you know, a lot of things, I think. At least that's my opinion. Earlier you mentioned you had a prior arrangement, so I won't keep you any longer. Thank you for your time. You've been incredibly helpful. It's no problem. Don't hesitate to reach out if you require anything else. I give her a brief nod. I'm still thinking if I should have asked Mr. Henkel more than I should have asked her, but no, she has the fucking blood samples. So it's good to get her insight. Dr. Rayford then departs from my office. I'm alone again, but not for long. My assistant pops into the office. Professor, I'm heading home soon. Is there anything else I can do to help? No, I'll be perfectly fine. I think I'll stay and work for a bit longer. Okay, see you tomorrow, Professor. Have a safe trip home. Upon wishing me the same, Minnie leaves. Oh, we're investigating again. Have some time until I wrap up my work day and head home from the office. Fuck. Okay, so now we have this lab report. We have these. That's important. And I can actually put the family photos here again so I can actually see. So yeah, like the blue markings here. Saw something on their hands. And then middle-aged woman in the collared blouse and the elder man in the suit are father and daughter related by blood. Oh yeah, I've seen the Stranger Things thing. It might? I'm not too sure. I haven't actually like checked it out properly. Middle-aged woman in the collared blouse and the elder man in the suit are father and daughter related by blood. The other two are the stepmother and stepbrother. Middle-aged woman in the collared blouse and the elder man. Father and daughter, okay. So the father and daughter, I assume this is a collared blouse. Yeah, this is a collared blouse. So these two are scribe fae, and then these are stepbrother and stepmother. Okay. But who's the victim? Let's see, more. Susan Moore. Is this? Moore and her husband seem like delightful individuals. The man in dark. No, what? Nah, I didn't want to investigate you. Losing his soulmate this way. Honestly, yeah, I can't tell either. But I believe from the description. Nah, fuck me. Collared blouse and the elder man. So yeah, I believe this is the father, this is the daughter, this is the stepmother, this is the stepbrother, and this is the victim. What's her name? I forgot. Susan Moore. But I believe the victim is this one, I think. And she is a fae because if you notice, she has 6 fingers. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And 6 fingers are quite indicative of changelings, which means they've either had interactions with the fae or are fae, I think. If I'm reading this correctly, which is possible. That is weird having, yeah, because that's a byproduct of having interacted with the fairies. Due to the complexity of the fae magic required to create a changeling, the enchantment almost always goes awry. Anomalies common among changelings include an extra finger or an extra toe, which is consistent with like 3 of the victims we have here, because she also has 6 fingers. If you count here, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. The thumb is like hidden, I assume, but that's 6. And then this is also like 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So these 3 are fae related. I hope we don't run into changelings. Yeah, I don't. Seems dangerous. So what was the thing with this? Yeah, she is the one who has the thing, and this is Audrey Woodridge, I think. The man in the darker suit seems to be a husband of the victim. The woman with the pearls, he's supposedly close to his in-laws. This means the other 2 are the victim's adoptive parents. Adoptive parents. Okay, this is biological father. This was the daughter. They're both fae. Scribe fae specifically, and she's also a scribe fae. Wooldridge. Who's the Wooldridge? Yeah, she is Audrey Wooldridge. She's a fae, which means this is also kind of relevant. She's changeling. Other people from her clique are involved in occultism. Who was the one that was into the coins? Was it her? Niblet? Yeah. Which is related with this. Parasitic fae. Nothing on that. Seems the coin and evidence is hers, and yeah, we already know the coin transformed to this fae. It just looks like an insect, which again, I guess it makes sense in the grand scheme of things that fae are just insects. What Dr. Rayford said about Theo comes to mind. I wonder if he hasn't moved on after all. Yo. Okay, no surprise this powder has been all the rage with the upper set. They managed to get Mary Pickford for the advertisements. That must have been where I knew it from. Who the fuck is Mary Pickford? Who the hell is she? Man. I wonder if that doctor is a changeling. Oh, I don't think so. Dr. Rayford? I don't believe she is. But we don't know. She seems very not knowledgeable about the fae, but maybe it might be a ruse. We don't know. We never know, indeed. I've read somewhere that most insects don't have iron in their blood, so that may be an insect. Arsenic, huh? Ooh, okay. Violet with red, again indicative of parasitic fae, and the red is warrior fae. Edna. So this all connects. Edna with the dead parasitic fae, as well as the blood sample. These are all hers. And this is... There's nothing here. It's not that they hate iron, it's just that they don't have iron, I believe, in their blood system. I don't know. I'm speaking as if I have 100% knowledge in this game, which I don't. I'm just assuming from this. They're specifically weak against iron. Yeah, all fairy kind seem to be weak against iron, although a small amount of iron, such as in meat or blood, does not seem to ward off fairies. I am trying my best. That is true, but sometimes my best ain't enough. This is Dr. Rayford's lab report on the blood samples. The content is quite similar to the forensic report. While elements similarly found in human blood, such as phosphorus, carbohydrates, and some proteins, are found in the third victim's blood, it doesn't contain iron. Moreover, the amount of phosphorus found is in a higher percentage than that in the human blood, making it possible for this to be a blood of a fairy. The fourth victim's blood appeared to be normal human blood with iron present. Traces of arsenic are also found. Although there is some new information, I had expected the report to be more detailed. Then again, I did ask her to finish that as soon as possible, and she delivered. See, that one I'm still
I'm confused about the relevance of, because that's Mary Hatcher's thing. Where's the court records? Court records, I always said. Fuck. The records from Mary Hatcher. Because she just seems like a normal person. There's nothing off about her. She just seems like she got arsenic poisoning. But I don't know how relevant that is to everything else. Death from shock due to arsenic poisoning, young factory girl. It is connected with the third victim. She seemed to have a conversation with the third victim, which I think this is the third victim. Not acting herself, appeared to change her mind. Reported death, violent abdominal cramping. Someone is killing these changelings, but who exactly? That is indeed the question of this game. Who's racist towards the changeling slash fae folk? That's pretty much, yeah, I guess that is just this game. It's like, why? Who and why? For what reason? Is it another fae, or are faes killing fae? Because what we know, whoops, I didn't mean to do that. What we know from this is, we know this parasitic fae was attacked by another fae, which is a warrior fae. And there is beef between the warrior fae and the scribe fae, the blue colored UV ray versus the black, not the black one, the blue one. Blue and red, basically. Red versus blue. There we go. Where did the other fucking court record go? What? Audrey Wooldridge, carved woman statue. Wooldridge, no, that's okay. I think the case files have nothing additional to them. I still don't know who is carrying this. Or arsenic, maybe our arsenic poisoning is related to this. Because isn't it the thing where powders contained arsenic back in like the day, or like it's either arsenic or lead or some shit in makeup that caused a lot of deaths back then, or some shit like that. I feel like I've heard of shit like that, but I'm not 100% sure. Mary Pickford, yeah. And the doctor didn't like really, this is the doctor's product, right? Or some shit. So I mean, I'm assuming she knows that arsenic is bad, so I don't think she would include in her products. I don't know. I think that's all we have for like tools. Yeah. There's nothing else we can investigate, I think. This is the next afternoon. I should be grading assignments, or reviewing the lecture I'm going to deliver come Monday, or do anything productive in the realm of professorial duties. Instead, I find my attention straying more and more towards the office door. I voice my frustrations to good old Oz. Faye as well. Which it is good to know that this is our friend, apparently, from when we were kids. So they're a good Fae, I guess, technically. Watch them be the fucking, like, big bad all along. I feel like they wouldn't be that obvious. I feel like a lot of games / media do that, so I don't think they're bad. Theo will probably arrive at any moment. I can't stop wondering whether my explanation will be enough for him. We need to, I know, I'm like, fuck, man. In the past, no sort of explanations ever seemed to please him when it came to fairies, and why should it do so now? My voice cracks with concern. This time, he came to you bearing in mind the possibility of fairy involvement. He'd be a fool if he discredits you so soon. My fairy companion's chirping becomes increasingly stern this time. But you need to get yourself together. You must remain steadfast and strong when facing the detective. Don't permit your voice to falter when presenting your findings. I know I can't let myself unravel at this point. It's just that he's never solicited my opinion quite in this manner. I know, right? They look so majestic, dude. Fairies are like majestic, which I guess is part of, maybe that's part of the evolutionary line if we're thinking about this realistically. Maybe that's their way of luring in humans to, you know, to use for their own good. Because we know fairy folk are, at least from a lot of like fantasy stuff, they're very mischievous, they're very cunning. So it's quite possible that their majestic form hides a sinister interior. I don't know. A professional insight, no less. All the more reason to be as calm as you can be. Maintaining your composure is essential to delivering a persuasive argument. But no matter what happens, at least you know you tried. At the end of the day, he's the one who needs to solve this case. You're right. Of course you are. I'm not a detective. I'm simply a professor sharing my perspective. Thank you, Oz, for always talking me off the ledge. Just then somebody knocks on the door. It's our boyfriend! That's my cue to sail past your window ledge. Best of luck! I whisper a hurried goodbye to my fairy friend. I'll see you tonight, Oz. Once Oz has flown out, I direct my attention toward the door. Come in. Oh, it's not. Okay, it's just our assistant. I thought that was a detective. My assistant marches in. Professor, you have a visitor. The detective? Minnie nods. Alright, send him in. Minnie nods once again and walks out of the room. Theo! Our boyfriend! I would be surprised if they killed a troll. What does that mean? The killer a troll? The killer's a troll. I don't think trolls exist in this universe, but I don't know. Could be wrong. Theo paces around a little bit after strolling in. He appears quite distracted. He finally stops and opens his mouth. I mean, to be fair, it is a fantasy world with fairies. Trolls might not be that far off. So, what have you learned? I take a deep breath. Here it goes. I have to present my findings to perhaps the most sought-after detective in the police force. Okay, dog. Theo investigates cases right where the crimes of scenes unfolded. He's agonizingly familiar with the grit and grime of the city's darkest recesses. Meanwhile, as a professor, my expertise primarily revolves around the nebulous and the theoretical. I must do my best to stay calm and collected, just as Oz suggested. I say as my legs are moving so fast. I've read the case files. Victims' odd behaviors shortly before death could be due to hypnotic spells from fairies. The fourth victim went to the police station, but before she said anything, it seems she saw something that scared her away. What if she saw something not human? And the manner of death... He interrupts me before I can finish. I have no time for assumptions. The papers telephoned our department this morning. They said they found out about some of these deaths. So that's why he looks agitated. Need to remember to hydrate. The chief is preparing a statement for tomorrow regarding this, so I'll just cut to the chase. Is there fairy involvement? 100,000%. Yes, I'm certain of it. Imagine the real answer is just no, and that's it. There's absolutely no connections to fays whatsoever. It's just it's just a normal mystery game. I can tell his interest is piqued. However, I'd like to first lay out the basics since I'm pretty sure you've discarded the things I've told you in the past. He grumbles as if in admission of my statement. So far, we've identified 3 classes of fairies: warrior, scribe, and parasitic fae. Warriors have strong offensive magic, scribes' magic tends to be defensive, and parasitic magic is, parasitic. We Faeologists have developed a tool called the Black Light to detect traces of fae magic. It can even be detected through photographs as the magic is... there's the explanation of why we can detect the magic through photographs. I'm glad they at least address it. Warrior magic glows red, scribe magic blue, and parasitic magic shines purple. Found that seemingly fairies of one specific class are behind this. Which one is the culprit? Warrior fae. They're of the warrior class. What is the evidence? The dead fae, right? And technically the victims... No, the dead fae. How does this prove warrior involvement? I put the dead fae beneath the black light. This is a dead parasitic fae. Look, it glows purple and red under the black light. I take it the bodies still glow even after they're dead. Correct, it takes a little while until their magic is fully dissipated from the corpse. It honestly looks just like a normal bug to me. Hold on one second. I turn to the shelves and pick up one of the boxes containing a deceased insect from my ongoing research. I open the lid and show it to Theo. I found this one dying just yesterday. It died shortly after. Swiftly, I put it beneath the blacklight. A normal one doesn't glow, you see. Theo's expression is a blend of amusement and bewilderment. Quite interesting. And how does it end up here? Oh, fuck. Was it a failed transform? It is a failed transformation magic, but it was a parasitic fae that fed off of the third victim, Edna, or it was Edna, right? It fed off of because it was a coin, but then it became a casualty of murder. Since this was found near the victim, it must have been a parasitic fae that was feeding off of her life source. I can't seem to remember there being an insect in the evidence box. Oh, this was actually the coin in the evidence box. It turned into a dead fae when I put it under the blacklight long enough. Do parasitic fairies leech off of human life sources by turning into things? Theo's sharp question makes me realize something. Parasitic faes aren't capable of transforming into things, so it seems there's a flaw in this theory. Wait a moment, there appears something, there's something I missed. What else you got? The ring is also like, how does this prove warrior involvement? Place the ring beneath the blacklight. You see Mrs. Moore's ring glows purple and red under the blacklight, but why does it glow purple as well? Part of transformation magic? This is because the ring is part of transformation magic. When the parasitic phase transform into a changeling or a human look-alike, high fae magic is able to copy everything, including Mrs. Moore's wedding ring. There's sudden silence in the air as Theo's eyes widen in consternation. What the hell are we dealing with here? He mutters in a voice that is filled with dismay. What else you got? Photographs. How does this prove warrior involvement? I recall there are no magic traces on the crime scene photographs, but rather on the family photographs. I set down the crime scene photographs and hovered the blacklight over on them one by one. Can you see this glowing sigil in some of the victims' left hands? Yes, I can see it. I thought warrior magic was supposed to be red. He's right, the sigils are blue and they are protective boons from the scribe. You're right. Oh, so that was not a right fucking thing. There appears to be strong evidence pointing towards warrior involvement based on what you've shown me. Parasitic fae. Well, there was the other one that I wanted to show. Okay, hold on. Pause. I broke the game. Oh, I didn't. I want to show them the other one. Yes, warrior fae. So we have the dead fae, parasitic fae, the ring, or transformation magic, and I wanted to do the third victim's blood sample. How does this prove warrior involvement? I saw the blood sample beneath the blacklight to show the magic traces. You see there is a glow of purple and red under the blacklight. How do the purple traces of parasitic magic, as you say, have a part in this? The blood is fairy blood, right? That is because this blood is fairies and their blood contains traces of their own magic. This is further supported by the blood sample analysis. Fairies' blood has high content of phosphorus, just like reported. Adding to that, the missing iron. Fairies have an aversion toward iron, so they don't have it in their blood. They can still, however, withstand the iron in human blood. That's why some parasitic fae like to drink our blood. As I ramble on, Theo listens intently with a slightly surprised look on his face every time I start a new sentence. To be honest, I'm out of words at the moment. There appears to be strong evidence pointing towards warrior involvement. Based on what you've shown me, the parasitic phase are one way or another connected to the manner of killing. But you also haven't told me how the warrior fairies kill the victims. Give it to me straight. How do you figure the murders were carried out? Fuck, I didn't read that far. I didn't have the fucking thing for the evidence for that. Oh shit. Can I reload to like an earlier point in my investigation so I can read the book? Or is this gonna break? I think this broke for sure. There's still some bugs, of course, since this is a demo. It is to be understandable. Okay, Fae factions, the warrior. Because the warrior I kind of skipped. Warrior factions reside in group, protective of the troop, unfriendly towards outsiders, come from scribe faction, entering their territory, offensive magic. Typically remain with their own kind and seldom venture. They are known for their aggressive temperament and volatile disposition. They don't fucking say what the magic is, though, actually. Describe our high phase. We're capable of expressing benevolence and kindness similar to human kindness, tend to be friendlier. Kindness is only shown in the form of favor exchanges and do not go out of their way to help. Scribe magic assists humans is contingent upon the favors that the humans deliver to them. Some scribe fae may use their magic to give blessings to humans who have done very special favors or boons for them via inheritable invisible markings such as sigils. Oh, so they were bestowed. They're not fae specifically, but they were bestowed fae magic or are closely involved with fate, such as us with Oz. Oh shit, maybe that's why. Okay, I didn't read this part. Blessing can last through generations. Oh, so it could be even like your fucking grandma or some shit that interacted with a fae. Interesting. Rumor fae-touched bloodlines have become wealthy and powerful through the decades they have been favored. Oh. However, they may also use their magic as a curse, sometimes even deadly if they feel offended. Okay. But what's the magic type though? It's not really saying. I mean, it's just saying it offensive magic. Transformation, transfiguration. High phase, heightened power, suggestion to the emission of toxins capable of causing hypnosis or illusions. Okay. I don't know, man. Yep. Warriors replace victim with changeling and the kills you change it will. And I don't think that's the case. Well, okay, they were changelings though. You are right. So. I don't think the warriors. I don't think it's the first option. I don't think it. Warriors ossification and hallucination spells kid to nearby fat. I don't think it's the third option either. And according to Sherlock Holmes, eliminate all the options. The one you're left with must be the correct answer. The warrior high fae uses their transformation magic to turn parasitic fae into human lookalikes of the victims, which are often called changelings. Changelings. Take out the crime scene photographs with middle-aged victims and lay them out on the table. Using the magnifying glass, I show the oddity in the victim's hands to Theo. This is one of the possible anomalies that is likely to happen due to the complexity of transformation magic used in creating changelings. That's true. As famous as these ladies' families are, it would have been a big thing on the papers if they had 6 fingers from when they were children. I don't seem to remember anything like that in the newspapers, do you? No, me neither. Theo looks away as though trying to remember all the newspapers he has read. It also explains the missing iron blood in the sample. Yeah, iron in the blood sample, since the corpses are not human. I'll wait until Theo meets my gaze again before continuing. They then murder the changelings using ossification and hallucination magic. It's done to cover up what they really did to the humans. What they really did? Like what? It can be anything. The real humans might be kidnapped to the fairyland and destined to wed certain fairies and bring forth offspring. Which is fucked up! Forced copulation. Or be employed as a slave. Fae folk are kind of fucked up. I mean, they've always been kind of fucked up, but damn, this game makes them extra fucked up. Or torture for amusement until they die. I shiver at the thought of it happening to the poor ladies. Theo appears to be unsettled by the same thoughts as well. Hold on, are you saying that they might still be alive? There's a chance. Yet the realm of the fairies is still an enigma, even for those who study their kind. The Faeologists in this university have barely met any living fairies. You're aware of how fresh this field is within academia, aren't you? Theo nods. It pains me to admit that I genuinely do not know how to get them back. I will keep trying nonetheless. We both fell silent, as though a heavy weight had settled in our throats, refusing to budge. We can also look at this case from another angle. The motives. Based on your investigation, what could be the rationale behind the warrior fairies' actions? It's difficult to pinpoint the reason why fairies do what they do, since they don't follow human rules or morality. However, I found that Yeah, I feel like they were targeting the scribes people, right? Because like the parasitic fairies specifically, they're basically just collateral. I think it is targeting people blessed by scribes, because we had two evidence of families that were blessed by the scribes. The three middle-aged are blessed by scribe face, shown by the sigils on one of their hands. I say as I hover the black light on the top of the family photographs one by one. I mentioned before that specifically, especially strong magic can be seen even through photographs. Yes, I remember. He answers while taking the black light out of my hand and checking the sigils himself. Two sigils light up on Mrs. Wooldridge's family photograph and one on Mrs. Moore's. This sigil is a sign of being blessed by one of the scribe fae, usually given when someone has done a very special boon for a scribe. It gives good fortune and is passed down through generations. As you know, the middle-aged victims and their families are old, rich families that have stayed on top for many decades. That's how strong their magic is. Mrs. Moore was adopted, that's why it's only her who has it. Her late biological parents hailed from a distinguished and affluent lineage. Theo points at the faces in Mrs. Wooldridge's photographs. And he's the biological father while the other two are step-family. I nod at him. I'm positively sure that should we check into Mrs. Niblet's family photograph, she and her children would display the same sigils. I'll see what I can do. Oh, and it's also meant as a warning for others to not harm the marked human. I guess that warning didn't work in this case, did it? No, it didn't. Well, I suppose this does make sense, and it's a pattern. Yes, this might be targeted murders. He then casts a glance my way with an air of satisfaction around him and breaks into a smile. Good job. Oh, I love him! I love the detective. He's so hot. My, considering how rarely he gives commendations, this sounds like the compliment of a lifetime. I can feel my confidence is going through the roof. Thank you. Lastly, what have you found on the poor girl, Mary Hatcher? Any connections to the fairies? The chemist's report is similar to the case files. Blood's normal human blood, traces of arsenic. I didn't find any signs of fairy magic from the evidence. She mentioned that you might already be collecting purchase records from chemists all over the city. That's right. We're still investigating whether someone has a link to the girl. I see. The chemist's parent owned a cosmetic company that produces the makeup powder in the evidence. She said it is popular among the upper class ladies lately since they've gotten Mary Pickford to do the advertisements. He picks out a small notebook and pen from his trench coat and starts writing. I'm not sure if this is useful. Every scrap of information counts. I ought to note down things that we've talked about today as well. Your findings really threw me for a loop. I forgot to take notes. Of course, take your time. While Theo is writing, I tidy up my desk and put the evidence back into the box. Anything else you got? That's all I have for now. He puts his notebook and pen back in his coat. Damn, it's nighttime. Jesus Christ. Read, man, read. He heaves a sigh so heavy I can believe he has the weight of the city on his shoulders. Even so, when he looks at me, there's a glint of something that wasn't there before. Oh, I love him. This fleck of illumination is all the more stark since we've started this discussion. It's hope, perhaps. A tiny, delicate thing is blooming in this room to counteract the overwhelming darkness and despair outside. I always knew you were clever. Even though I feel there are still some missing pieces to this puzzle, you've done well. Oh, I love him when he's smiling. I'm quite impressed. Thank you, Theo. He answers with a soft smile. Well, we've still got our work cut out for us, but at least for now, innocent people won't get thrown in jail thanks to you. I'm glad I could help. Now I just need to convince the chief and the papers. Thing is, I might have to bring up your name to my report. I can't predict how the papers will handle this, but it's possible they'll mention you and Faeology. This is good for your field, of course, but it could draw unwanted dangerous attention your way. I'll be fine, Theo. I can protect myself. This is what the field needs. Indeed, you're more than capable of taking care of yourself. I know that very well. I do appreciate you worrying over me. Theo's concern seemed to fade and he lets out a sigh of relief. Well, this day's certainly been a ride. He glances at his wristwatch. I've still got time until I have to get back to the station. Fancy a drink with me? Yes! You can tell me more. My god, he's actually listening to us about the fairies too. Oh, Theo, you've turned around after all. You can tell me more about the fairies. I'll listen with way less judgment this time. Just like I promised. Sure. Would you mind waiting until I finish grading a few assignments? It'll take 10 minutes at most. Go ahead. I focus my attention on the assignments. There's a minute of companionable silence. The scribbling of my pen is the only noise audible. Theo then speaks. You know what we should toast to when we drink? What? We should toast to being a good team. Oh, now you're talking about it being a good team, Theodore. Okay. Okay, sir. We're a team, are we? Aren't we? Or at least we should be. Your knowledge of the fairies is exactly what we need to make sense of all this mess. And you were here not believing in fairies until I actually laid out the facts for you. You fucking slut. A man after my own heart. Fuck. And it's not just that. Your talent for investigation is as impressive as they come. If you act as a consultant in a high-profile case like this, you'd be handsomely compensated, of course. Imagine what those funds could do for your theological research. So, what do you think? Would you ever consider joining the investigation in an official capacity? I'll consider it. My answer is already yes. In my heart of hearts, I already know the answer, dude. I'll consider it. Oh! Cute. Ending number 1, detective duo. Damn! There's multiple endings to this fucking thing? Oh, shit. It's another afternoon in the office. My patron has stopped by to discuss a research project that I've been considering. Now that Faeology might get increased credibility, especially with the police, I think we should examine the prevalence of strange deaths caused by fairies, don't you think, Mr. Henkel? The police might agree to help us collect the data. I'm not so sure about that. It would take time for the police to trust us to that extent. Besides, wouldn't it be more pressing to focus your research on warrior phase? We have to talk. Before I can respond, 2 individuals suddenly barge into my office. Sorry, I tried to stop him but couldn't. Even though I've told him you're in a meeting right now. That's okay, Minnie. You can let me handle this. If you say so, Professor. Minnie grumbles at Theo as she walks out. What's eating you, Theo? Theo doesn't so much glance at Mr. Henkel. He unfurls a rolled up newspaper from the inner pocket of his coat. He hands it to me. Oh no. Dance till death. At a glance, I can see the phrases "fairies are real, evil is afoot," and "fairies killing humans" spelled out in bold over. Oh, fuck. Of course. Of course the media is gonna fucking take every single chance to do shit like that. As I begin reading, my patron peers over my shoulder to read as well. It is not the chief's statement that made the front page. It's another bizarre murder, and this time the victim is a beloved celebrity. She danced until her body gave out. Oh. They wrote out all the excessively grisly details connected to her death. Moreover, the reports surrounding the other homicides have been thoroughly sensationalized and exaggerated. They've depicted the fairies as evil enemies of mankind, and in some parts they even insinuate that war between beings is brewing. That could be cataclysmic, bro. We shouldn't. Why are we waging war against fairy who know magic? What the fuck do we have in 1920s New York, man? Reading all of this makes my heart sink and my stomach churn. I need to put the paper down for a moment. This is truly awful. I've already checked the crime scene. The details of his latest incident look similar to what we've uncovered from the previous murders. Given everything, I'd say Faerie's definitely in the picture here. Though it's still hard to make heads or tails of all this. It's very difficult to grasp their motives, but judging by the methods and frequency, I have to say this is significant. Something big might be going on in the land of the fairies. As the conversation unfolds, Mr. Hinkle appears to be deeply in thought. I need you to check something real quick. Theo gives me a photograph of the celebrity. Oh, knowing exactly what he wants, I retrieve the blacklight from my drawer and examine the photograph closely. Both Theo and Mr. Hinkle peek over my shoulder to see a sigil, the same one as the other 3 victims had. Oh, fuck. I suppose we can now establish that these are targeted murders. I nod at him. For some reason, Mr. Hinkle is nodding with me. Although the 4th victim, Mary Hatcher, doesn't have the sigil, does she? Did you find anything more about it? Theo shakes his head, leaving behind a troubled look. Nobody in the purchase records has a strong link to the girl. We're asking around here and there. The girl was a saint. Everybody loved her. Her squabble with Mrs. Niblet is the strongest lead we have. A striking realization dawns upon me. What if a fairy transformed into a human and purchased the poison? What? They can do that? Suddenly, Mr. Hinkle's familiar voice fills the room after his long stretch of silence. Oh yes, detective. Although when a fairy shifts into human shape, they cannot assume the identity of someone already living. Your culprit may well be a name on the list, but one that doesn't truly exist. I give a nod in agreement with his words, feeling slightly proud that my patron is reading all the knowledge this university has to offer. Theo flinches at Mr. Hinkle's input, clearly having dismissed him as a part of the furniture. Damn, the gays are at it, bro. He then scoffs. Theo! All I get from Theo is a shrug. Surprisingly, he turns towards the patron. Oh. From what I've come to understand, fairy magic is more than capable of doing the killing. They've no need for a poison. But I won't discard the possibility. Mr. Hinkle only replies with a smile. Well, that's certainly a rare occurrence. Theo goes back to ignoring Mr. Hinkle and talks directly to me. Aww. I should mention that I've gotten permission for you to check the crime scene. Come with me tomorrow? I'll see what I can do. Alright, I'll have to go. I'm leaving the newspaper here. There are more articles about Faeology that you should read. Without so much as a word of goodbye to Mr. Hinkle, Theo turns and leaves. I pick up the paper again and continue reading while Mr. Hinkle silently reads alongside me. The field of Faeology is indeed mentioned quite markedly, but its loyalty to humankind is under scrutiny. Although the police chief spoke of our help, the papers continue to raise doubts about our involvement in these killings. Is the Faeology University a friend or a foe? That's the end of the demo, I presume? Yeah. Okay. Prologue. Yeah, this is all like the credits. Music from okay, and some from Dova Syndrome too. Cool. A lot of SFX from Dova Syndrome as well. The logo font is I as a logo maker, I do recognize Yuta one. I think I have some fonts from Yuta one. Special thanks, Quality Mystics, for the precious feedback, Patrick and Leon, everyone who have put in their interest in the project and supported us during development, and you, our dearest player, thank you for playing. Cool. Wait, I kind of want to see if we can get the other endings done. There seems to be other endings. Maybe there's one where we incorrectly gave the thing. Let's see. Doesn't matter, you came here despite everything. You knew you got to do whatever it takes, so do it. Whoa! So direct, MC. Holy shit. Taken aback by what I said and plunges into his own thoughts. Swear one of these days you'll be the end of me. Fine. Just make sure you can keep it under his hat. I feel like that was the better response. Accept the challenge. Bring it on, detective. This brings a grin to his almost consistent brooding expression. Good. If you need anything from me, sir. You need to promise me. Yeah, okay. Should I be hyperbolic? Yes. More fruitful than they have been in the centuries you've been roaming amongst their lavish ranks. Holy. Be coy. He and I are old news. Yeah, I want to get the ending with Professor rather, Mr. Henkel. I guess we have to do everything. Okay. Audrey Wooldridge, Susan Moore, Edna Niblet, Mary Hatcher. Okay. So we have that. We know the finger things. Very okay. I'm like, I guess now we can discuss like about the game. It's very interesting. I love the fact that there are romanceable characters. I'm like, ooh, very interesting. Very nice. I do appreciate me. Not only a murder mystery game, but also romanceable characters. Obviously, we can go for Detective Theo, and then we can also, I presume we can go for Mr. Henkel. I wonder if there's anyone else though. There we go. The coin turns into a fairy. It really does just look like a fucking bug, man. It's so not majestic compared to the other fae folk. Makeup powder. Wedding ring. Okay, yep. Does it say that it, yeah, beneath black light ring is most, okay, so it does like automatically keep track of it, I suppose. Patron invited me, nothing under black light for here, nothing on this. And that should be everything, right? Pieces of red. Photo, did we not investigate the picture of Mary? I guess not. First victim's crime scene. Yep, that's correct. That's correct. And that's correct. Investigation. Oof. Okay, now we can actually like go try and converse with Mr. Henkel. I almost pressed exit game. Mr. Henkel, would you mind staying for a while? I'd like to discuss something. Not at all, I'd be delighted. Turn back toward the chemist. Dr. Raver, thanks again for analyzing the samples. Your assistance has been invaluable. Please don't let me keep you any longer today. You're quite welcome. I'm always happy to help. After bidding Mr. Henkel a swift farewell, Dr. Rayford is out in the door in no time. What do you want to talk about, my dear Faeologist? I gestured toward the large box on my desk. It's a box of evidence. A box of evidence for a multiple murder case. Is it from Detective Grouse? It is indeed. He brought it to me this morning. You haven't seen the detective in months, have you? How'd that visit go? It's nothing special. Oh, it's nothing special. There wasn't anything worth mentioning except, of course, about the top priority case I'm tasked with. I don't know why, but I have an inkling that he's pleased. Was that why Dr. Rayford was here earlier? She had analyzed some biological samples? Yes, that's right. Alright, tell me more about this case. How can I help? After binding my patron to secrecy, I rattle off the basic facts. I believe I might have heard a bit about this case, not the gory details, mind you. Just little whispers here and there. Yes, I was hoping you'd be familiar with some of the parties involved. I wanted to show you something. Please share any knowledge you might have about the evidence. Sure, I can do that. Now we can actually ask about the other things. How terrible. I knew Madame Wooldridge. As you undoubtedly know, her family hosts the city's biggest charity event every year. They tell me the fundraiser will be moving forward despite the tragedy in the family. According to my sources, she loved that event dearly and definitely would have wanted it to proceed. Did you ever know her to dabble in occult matters? Knowing this woman as I did, I doubt it. If it would help, however, I've heard several elites are members of a clandestine occult group. I only heard the name of the Golden Dawn. Hardly anyone knows about its existence. But you do have your way of knowing, don't you? I say teasingly, and he responds with a sly smirk. I do indeed. Oh, how awful.
Hidoine. I was familiar with Madame Moore. Through the grapevine, I heard the devastating news of her death. Need to pour myself more water because I am still dying. I often interacted with this exceptional woman and her sprightly spouse at high society events. They are both gracious individuals. Okay. Did you know this woman? I did. She was a fine, upstanding lady. She certainly didn't deserve such a gruesome ending. She was known among your peers for her rare coin collection. From what I've heard, you can see her collection displayed in every inch of her house. So that's still consistent. Are you familiar with this girl? No, I've never seen her before. Whoever this girl is, I express my sincerest condolences. First time Mr. Henkel and I are talking about something that's gruesome, even though I know him for a long time. Yet, as he spoke his condolences while seeing the corpse's photographs, his face remained blank, as if the words never reached his expression. Ooh. Ooh. Old man hiding shit. His eyes didn't even flinch. How odd. I wonder if this lack of empathy is just a trait of being in the upper class. Possibly. The Woolridge family. All these faces here are familiar to me. I must express my deepest sympathies when I see them at the Leo's Gala. Can you tell me more about the people in this picture? The Woolridges are perhaps one of the most prominent and powerful families in the city. The victim's father was in the running to be the richest in the world until he decided to devote much of his wealth to lavish charitable endeavors. This elderly woman is the victim's stepmother, a beautiful socialite for whom the victim's father divorced her biological mother. This younger man is the victim's stepbrother. About the Moors. What can you tell me about the people in this picture? I believe this elderly couple is her adoptive parents. I've never really talked to them, but I hear they're kind, wonderful people. Biologically, Madame Moore was born as a so-called miracle baby to a wealthy parents of advanced age. When they passed away, she had no other family members by blood. She was thus adopted by a middle-class couple who were entrusted employees of her biological parents, or so I've heard. Upon her coming of age, she received her sizable inheritance and wedded a recently rich entrepreneur of humble origins. This is her widower in her photograph. He's said to be extremely close to his parents-in-law. Isn't this a parasitic fae? Are they the ones killing the poor ladies? I'm rather surprised that he is able to identify a fae with just one look. I suppose he did read everything from my research reports. Damn, he's into us. My, this is very bold of you. Are you sure you want to be bound to me forever? Says you, asking that question knowing full well this ring isn't mine. So, whose is it? Mrs. Moore. All I can tell you is that she and her husband were always attached at the hip. Two peas in a pod. You're so gay. Dilf material. The Dilf is fighting for control, man. Why are you showing me this invitation? Is this your way of confirming that you'll be my date? Should I lock it down? Oh! Confirm the date! Yes! Let's do it! Perfect. I'll pick you up here tomorrow. Whoa! Just like that. Is this the one from that popular brand? Nectar Bell. That's the one, although that's all I know about it. I'm sure Florence knows more than I do when it comes to analyzing biological samples. How about lab report? Oh, I see. This is interesting indeed. I can see why the detective came to you with this case. That's all, I think. Yep. I have no further questions. I believe I have enough information for now. Already? Yes, Mr. Henkel. Earlier you mentioned you had a prior arrangement, so I won't keep you any longer. Thank you for your time. You've been incredibly helpful. I'm delighted I could be of assistance. Reach out to me if you need anything else. I'll see you soon, yes? I give him a brief nod. Henkel leaves my office, not for long. My assistant, Professor, I'm holding out. And this is like the investigation section. Yep. Now we can pull these out. And these. Wonder why Mr. Henkel is so insistent on attending this event together. Can it be that his intentions toward me are entirely platonic? No shit, brother.
If that isn't obvious to you as a professor, then fuck you, man. It's so obvious. And you're being so coy to him. Well, I'm being so coy with him, so you know. It makes sense. Arsenic, huh? Baseball, huh? Yep. There's the blood thing. Insects. Most insects don't have iron in their blood. Yep. That's all still consistent. Nothing on there. Popular brand. I was like, where the fuck are the photographs, man? Golden Dawn. Mrs. Moore and her husband seems like wonderful individuals. Seems coin evidence is hers. Mr. Hinkle didn't know her at all. The Wooldridges. Middle-aged woman. Okay, it's still the same info. Still the same info. Cool. Dead Fae with the ring. Missing a destructure of thorax. What happened to you? Parasitic Fae. That's still the same. Can't even begin to imagine. Yep. That's it. That's all the records that I need to view. Cool. Next afternoon, and I guess, yeah, now Theo comes back. I want to also save here just to see like what happens if I fuck up the investigation. What if I just say no? Theo pinches the space between his eyebrows and say, well, I've wasted my time coming here. Damn, just like that, he picks up the evidence box and abruptly leaves. It appears I've blown the little chance Faeology has of becoming acknowledged in the academic field. Bad ending? The death of Faeology. Title drop, boys. Just like that. That's the end. That's one of the endings. Oh, that's pretty fucking funny. So what if we fuck up? Describe Fae, what is the evidence? Blue sigil, you can see it. Sigil become protective boons. Wait a minute, that's incorrect. This point, I swallow back a lump rising in my throat. Clearly, I've been thorough in their investigation, either missing important things. But I do take it seriously. I could just reinvestigate. I would to get any sentence out of my mouth. No words of mine could ease the way he sees me now. Doesn't matter, we're running out of time. I can find proof of it being unusual drugs or poisons either. Even the most atypical drugs still causes kind of bizarre hallucinations. No poisons could turn the whole body into hardened bones. Narrows on me. Honestly, I can't believe this. You've dedicated many years to the study of forensic Faeology, and this is all you have to show for it. Oh, what are you? I know you're clever, capable, competent, but you ought to consider changing your field. You're not cut out for forensics. I feel like I'm starting to see red. Oh shit. Can't believe he's bringing up my profession this way. I know I messed up, but you just crossed the goddamn line. He knows I tried my best given the limited time, but he just keeps hammering away. Hits me all over again how easy it is for him to make me feel really small. Damn, I'm just laying down the facts. Says it nonchalantly as if he doesn't see the effect of his opinion on me. I can't do this anymore. My anger is beyond containment. I never want to see you again. Get out. Fine by me. I don't plan on ever coming back to this office anyhow. Oh, don't let the door hit you on your way out. Yeah, it slams it. I find myself striding restlessly in my room, seething with frustration. Perhaps this is for the best. After all, there's a reason I walked away and it's all coming back to me. As I was steadying my breath to calm down, I realized something. I haven't explained Dr. Rayford's findings on the blood samples, how it could be fairy blood, and the significance of described sigils on prominent families. Even more, Mr. Hinkle gave me top secret information on clandestine occult group in the upper class. I didn't have the chance to tell him all that. Well, so be it. I'm not going to write him or telephone him. Perhaps I'll just write an anonymous letter to the homicide department. But first I ought to finish grading the assignments that I neglected yesterday. It's been an hour and a half since I forced myself to get back to work, yet my anger hasn't subsided. Then it strikes me. I'm no more angry at Theo than I am at myself. How did I fail this? Why wasn't I thorough enough? Still, that doesn't give him the right to talk about to me like that. I bury my face in my hands as I realize that I've merely been spinning in circles. Professor, is this a bad time? I look up at her in shock. When did she get in? I knocked and waited for a minute, and it then occurred to me that perhaps you didn't hear me. Oh, sorry. My mind is more than a little preoccupied. The detective had an intensely brooding expression when he left. I figured that the meeting didn't go well. You have a visitor waiting at the reception area. It's Mr. Henkel, isn't it? I meant to meet him today. I nearly forgot. I can tell him to come back another day. No, I do want to see him. Might be the only person on earth who can make me feel better right now. Oh. I'll send him in right away. My patron is beaming when he strides in, but one look at my face is all that it takes for the smile to slip away. Whatever is the matter? You look like someone died. It's because of Detective Kraus, isn't it? I can sulk another time. We should get going, shouldn't we? I did agree to accompany you to the Leo Scala. That can wait, my dear. Everything can wait. My priority now, and always will be, ensuring that you're okay. Oh, a caring old man is the weakness of my heart. With just a tiny bit of coaxing from my patron, I divulge all that just transpired. I reveal what Theo said to me and how small it made me feel. I'm devastated to hear about it all. If I could curse the detective to the depths of hell for insulting you as he did, I would have done so already. Perhaps when we next cross paths, I can hook his ankle with my cane. I love Oscar though. Then we can watch him together as he topples down 4 flights of stairs. Accidentally, of course. I can't help but let out a chuckle. I know he's only joking, yet it has triumphantly alleviated my frustration. In the end, Theo would still find out that you did that, Mr. Henkel. I don't want you to go to jail. Truth be told, he wasn't wrong about everything. I haven't been thorough enough. I'm finding it hard not to be disappointed in myself. Don't be, dearest. Sometimes things don't work out as intended. Not every mystery is destined to be solved. Damn. Mysteries aplenty. Interesting.
How very interesting.
And then what happens if we do succeed? Dong. Yes. You know, it's warrior fae. Evidence is dead fae. Failed transformation. I think it is failed transformation. A parasitic fae that got warped by a coin. Due to transformation magic going awry. The coin in the evidence turned into this when I put it into black light. Third victim is Mrs. Niblet. What about her? She has numerous coins collection displayed in all her rooms in her house. A particular coin must have been nearby when she met her fate. I need a moment to just digest all this. What else you got? We got the third victim's blood sample. Blood is fairy blood. Then we have the ring. Part of transformation magic? Yeah. How do you find the murders, ossification, changelings? Still pretty accurate. Straying nonetheless. Motives. Found that. Targeting people blessed by scribes. Huh. Any connections? Nope. Take your time. Now it's nighttime. Ooh. I always knew you're covered, but I have to say you've outdone yourself this time. I'm impressed. Oh, this is different. From start to finish, you were able to align the evidence perfectly with your theories. Everything makes perfect sense. I can't believe he's saying all this. Wow, and an even better ending if you do, well, maybe not ending, but like a better outcome if you actually did it. Because I think I did miss like one thing specifically, right? With the dead fae evidence. I'm feeling like $1,000,000. Thank you, Theo. It means so much coming from you. Haven't I always told you you'd make a good detective? Yes, he has. It feels nostalgic all of a sudden. Feels like such a long time ago. That got a smirk out of him. Well, we've still got a work cut out for us, but at least for now, innocent people won't be thrown in jail. There will be findings. We can put even that ragamuffin. Look, there's something about you that makes people listen to you and trust you. Well, now you did fall for this ragamuffin, so they were canonically dating. Oh. And how do you know it wasn't your constant brush with danger that drew me in? Oh, I know. I'm short of a comeback for once. He knows just how to catch me off guard. All of a sudden, the playful glint in his eyes disappears, replaced by a serious stare. Listen, I might have to bring up your name in my report. I can't predict how to mention you on Faeology. Yep, I can protect myself. Know that very well. Appreciate worrying about me. It's certainly been a ride. Still got time. Fancy a drink? You can tell me about more fairies. I don't know if that's a good idea. Oh, I get it. Besides, I must honor a prior appointment with somebody else. Alright. I'd better get going then. Be sure to take care of yourself. Same goes for you. Just as a... Oh, no. Just as the detective is about to leave, my matron arrives at the door. Oh, of course. Fancy seeing you here, Detective Krause. Even as Theo continues to glare, Mr. Hinkle's eyes are steady on mine. Are you ready to go? In a moment, I just have to finish grading these assignments. It'll take 10 minutes at most. I'm happy to wait. Anything for you? There's a slamming sound as Theo leaves the office just then. Oh! Mr. Hinkle braced the silence. Are you looking forward to all the exciting funny opportunities we can potentially snag at this event? I'm not looking forward to rattling my cannon waiting for coins to drop. You know I'd never let you beg. As long as you're with me, you'll get things done with dignity. You know what I'm most excited to see? Or taste, rather? What? The free-flowing champagne. The fundraiser will have that, right? Of course, that's a given. I have a lot to celebrate tonight. Oh? You have to tell me everything as soon as possible. I will, I promise. Oh, that's hot. That's so hot, dude. Gala of Generosity. So I wonder if we get the perfect evidence. So yeah, this is just telling like, oh, blah, 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 blah. All this shit. Okay. And then, yeah, I kind of want to see what happens if I have to do all the fucking things. Fuck me, man. There we go. Help without even being challenged. Yeah, I want to see if there's any other ending. Be realistic. Let's not be coy with them. Sometimes my thought wander back to him. Yep. Okay. So we're going through the again, I really like this. I like the premise. I like the characters so far. From what we know. I mean, we only know really so much for the Detective Krause, and we only know a little bit about Mr. Henkel, and then a very minuscule amount for our assistant Minnie. But honestly, really cool. They say that, yeah, the investigation is a bit rough, but maybe that's just because I'm like kind of confused. They did say that the investigation portion, like the UI and shit, is still definitely much of work. This is still rough, is the thing. So this will be much better in the final version, which is exciting for sure. Like, this game is really interesting. I love the premise. The premise. I love like the thing with like phase and shit. Maybe I should save this analysis for like later on, like during the just chatting. But I guess to fill out the dead space a little bit. It is interesting. I think the only complaint I have was like this is the investigation part at first was kind of confusing on like what I was meant to do. I thought the game was broken, but no, it was just that you need to hold on to it for a bit long, which I wish they did. They could like just add like a small thing in the beginning of the tutorial and be like, if you want to actually investigate things, you just need to hold the tool against it like longer, like a long hold. Like I guess I get that it's supposed to be like that, like that's I guess very like immersive in a sense where it's like, oh, you're actually like scanning every bit, or it's supposed to be like that, right? But it was also like kind of confusing at first. All right, so now we talk to Dr. Rayford because we don't want the ending with him. I guess we could all, I don't know. Yeah, we've already done all of this, right? Yeah. I really like all the characters. The art style is so good too, though. The fucking CGs, oh my fucking god, dude. I'm wondering what all the other endings are, though. Because there seem to be like a handful of endings to be had. Even just in this demo alone. So I'm excited to see who the romance characters are. We definitely can romance Henkel, we can romance Theo, but I wonder who else. Can we romance our assistant too? Can we romance our fairy companion? Like, you know, who's romanceable and who's not, and what endings I wonder we can get with them. It's very, very intriguing for sure. And then like there's another game from the same developer, by the way, that I am looking forward to play another demo of. It's the same developer as this. Mushroom Mallow, I believe, is the dev for this. But they also made Okami, which is again another romance type visual novel. And it looked really interesting because the main character the whole premise of it really reminded me of Kami-sama Kiss / Kami-sama Hajime Mashita, which was a series I grew up with a long time ago. Like back when I was like first fresh into like anime. I think that's one of like the few anime that I watched. And it was really fun. I loved it. Read the manga, did everything. I have some fan merches as well for Kami-sama Kiss. Very rare, by the way, because I don't know who the fuck in this day and age still does Kami-sama Kiss merch. But one day when I do booth at like Kamafuro, I kind of do want to make like merch of all like the obscure fandoms that I was in. Because like, look, someone has to do it. And I'm willing to fucking take the fall for it. Like, not many people are gonna buy the merch for sure, but I'm gonna enjoy it, making it for the people. Like that Achikochi, fucking Nurari Hyun, if anyone fucking knows that series, holy shit. Hell yeah, yeah. One day, when I maybe have like more motivation to draw. It's definitely like in the process. Maybe not like anytime soon, but eventually. Real, I know, right? I'm like, fuck, man. Like, I wish I had them. Like, there's so much ideas in my mind that I want to do, but like sometimes it's so hard to put it to actual like paper, or in this case, I guess, screen. But I've been recently trying to relearn like my fundamentals. Like actually properly learning anatomy, trying to like do the box thing. Like actually learning drawing. Because I feel like, because I skipped out on that. And back as a kid, I'm just like, I want to just draw anime, and I did that without actually like understanding form, without understanding framing, composition, poses, dynamic poses, right? All that shit. So I don't know. I hope I can upgrade my skill in the meantime. Okay, let's just answer this correctly. All of this. Dead Fae, Fell Transformation Magic. The Ring. Part of Transformation Magic. Third victim's blood sample. Blood is fairy blood. Changelings. Targeting peoples blessed by the scribes. Fancy a drink with me. Yep. So this seems to probably still be the same. Just being a good team. So really not a difference other than just him complimenting us that we did it perfectly. This is like, look at this. The art is so good, man. I hate that it just like fades out immediately. Cause I'm like, I want to like see it more. Okay, so the ending isn't any different. Cool. I wonder what the other endings are. Maybe like more bad endings. But I feel like we've gotten like the main endings with Theo and Mr. Hinkle over here. Over here. But yeah, that was Death and Faeology. Let's go to the chatting screen for a bit. Now that we finished this game up, I can like close the game as well. That was really, really fun. I really enjoyed that. Really interesting, really fun concept. The investigation parts were actually really cool, and actually like having to like deduce everything. It felt satisfying when like everything just fell into place, because I feel like I was getting most of the things after like thinking about it like for like ages. But it finally like clicked. But yeah, if you find the game interesting, you want to play it when it fully releases, definitely go like give it a shot if you want to play the demo for yourself. Even though I feel like that's all. I feel like I've explored all the endings so far. Okay, I mean there's still a handful of endings that I don't know how to get, so there's that. But if you want to see the sieges for yourself, experience the game for yourself, go and wishlist the game on Steam. Every wishlist helps the dev get more visibility in the Steam store, and it supports them as well. So yeah, wishlist it, and once it fully releases, I don't think they have a concrete release date. Probably sometime 2026, maybe 2027. But yeah, I'm not playing the other game by this developer this week. I probably will be playing that next week, but their other game, Okami, will be interesting to play as well, and I'm looking forward to that. But yeah, I think I don't really have any much more closing remarks. I think I already said it while I was like kind of replaying for like the other endings. But really good direction so far. Very interesting, very compelling mechanics. Just probably need to be explained better of like how to initiate the investigation initially, because it was a little unclear and I really thought I broke the game when in reality I was just being dumb. So there's that. But the characters are great. I love the world setting. I love the art style. The visuals are so nice. The aesthetics of the UI are very pretty as well. Like everything is it just clicks into place, and it's so fucking good. And I look forward to like the full game and like actually romancing the the final characters. Because yeah, we have the thing about Ruthie, but we don't know anything about her yet. So there's still that to be explored in the final game. So yeah, definitely if you've enjoyed that, definitely look forward to that. I feel like that's it. I don't really have anything else to say. I'm probably gonna be wrapping up stream here as I take a break and prepare for the next stream. But I do want to, let's see who we can raid. I wonder if there's a fellow creator who's doing Southeast Asia games onward, or if there's anyone else also doing Death and Faeology. Let's see. I hope y'all been enjoying the game, and I hope y'all been enjoying everything, especially with like the whole Southeast Asia geo stuff. I know maybe it might be not some people's cup of tea, but I've been enjoying myself actually, like trying all these demos, finding like things that I'm possibly interested in. So there's that. Let's see. There is someone else playing Death and Faeology, but they're not doing it for the SEAGO event. They're doing it for, there's another event that's running concurrently with this event that's different, but it's still essentially celebrating the same thing. So let's see if there's, let's see someone else though. Let's see if there's actually someone who's doing a because I do want to just raid into someone who is doing the Southeast Asian games onward games. I know there's also Coffee Talk Tokyo that I kind of want to like get into, but I didn't actually really follow the other Coffee Talks aside from the second one where we did it with Zane and Co. So, and like I didn't actually like see the story of the first game properly, so I might need to catch up on that before I actually play Coffee Talk Tokyo. Though it seems to be more of a spin-off more than the third game, so I don't know. I don't quite know. Let's see, is there anyone streaming with a SEAGO tag? SEAGO. Yeah, hopefully everyone else has been enjoying the games, has been enjoying the stream so far. Again, literally the few times that I actually both have a schedule and have been streaming a fuck ton in the past few days, really. I'm surprised at myself, if anything. I don't think anyone's streaming at this, anyone doing the Southeast Asian games onward is streaming at this hour. A lot of people are not sadly, but like a lot of people are doing it on YouTube and such. So can't really raid the people on YouTube, at least not now at my status. Ooh, let's see if this person is, are they streaming it on Twitch as well? It seems like it, maybe, perhaps. Oh, oh my god, they're doing Journal Risa. That was another game that I wanted to play that I couldn't, unfortunately, because I couldn't get the Steam key. Which is fair. I don't know if there's a demo for it. But that was a game that was the game is already fully out. It is Journal Risa is a horror game, adventure game. It's based on a Indonesian series actually. Based on the what was it? Yeah, her name is like Risa. I forgot. There was a title to her, but she was in a Got Talent at some point. I forget it was America's Got Talent or Britain's Got Talent, but she was on like a Got Talent at some point, and she was super interesting, and it's very horror based. I enjoy it, so let's raid into them since they are also doing it as part of the Southeast Asia Games onward. So yeah, thank you guys for watching. I appreciate you guys as always, everyone who lurks, who supports the stream. I appreciate you guys very well. I don't think that's a word that makes sense, but it's fine. My brain's frying. Remember to keep yourself hydrated and stretch, as always. I will be continuing stream in about like 2 hours and 15 minutes, give or take. If you want to see when I stream again, or when I announce my streams, I usually do it on Twitter. That is the place to be because I'm not usually one to post schedules, and I usually only post when I'm streaming like an hour or so before the stream, so please follow me there if you do want to support me. Instagram is for my arts. I don't really post that much, and Blue Sky I kind of don't. I should get rid of the Blue Sky thing because I don't really use it, unfortunately. But yeah, thank you guys for watching. We're gonna be rating out. Here is the raid message for people who are not subbed, and this is the raid message for people who are subbed. No, don't, because then I can't. I mean, I still have it. It's just that I should just put it down from the social link. The socials command that I have on my thing, because I'm not using it, so I feel like it should. I feel like it's a bad thing to redirect people to a platform that I don't personally use, kind of thing. But I don't know. I mean, I'll just keep it up. Why? Because why not? But yeah, we will be continuing later with some Plushie from the Sky, which is a Souls-like game that's kind of like has goofy aesthetics, and it's pretty. I think it's kind of comedic, but we'll see. We'll see how it is. I will see how hard it is too. So yeah, before you chat, make sure to read their rules and descriptions. Be sure to behave yourself, and I'll see you guys in 2 hours. All right, goodbye. Behave yourself and stay safe and have a good day.